What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. I'm doing this video for a couple of reasons. This is the third video actually that I've done on Monique. The first one was I was imploring my people and reminding you that we have to stand with her in this hour. And the last one that I did yesterday, which had great response from you guys. I really appreciate that, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But the one that I did yesterday was, or was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. Was her appearance on The View, in which I broke down that appearance frame by frame, to really try and give my people an education about what was in front of them. My purpose for doing that and this video is because the language that I hear coming out of Leonard and Angela Yee's fake ass, and then I also saw her on a couple other interviews with Sana G or something, and the pablum that was coming out of the black dude that was on there, and what's coming out of Tony Rock's mouth, and what's coming out, and on down the list you can go. My purpose for doing these this way is I'm trying to help my people to step inside of her shoes and her world and understand what this sister is going through. I know from my own life, sometimes you can be such a strong person that, and I've even questioned this about my own self, maybe I just make stuff look too easy. Maybe that's why people don't really have the proper response to shit that I need them to be having. I've always been a survivor and all those things. I guess people just feel, well, he's got it. We don't really, it's whatever. And I think that's probably some of the formula that's going on with Monique. Because I always tell you all the time, people are just used to the outcome of work. So in this context, or I'll use Beyonce again. You used to Beyonce just showing up on a stage with a 50-mile-an-hour wind blowing on her and killing it. The months of preparation and rehearsal and writing songs and remixing and working with musicians and working with choreographers and, oh my God, I forgot to do wardrobe, and you're shuttling across town, and you're a mom and you're a wife and you're a sister and a daughter and all these things, and you don't think about none of that behind the scenes shit. You just 50 mile an hour wind, and there's Beyonce, and I need the bitch to kill her, I'm gonna drag her. That's it. And so the same can be said here. Monique is so grace under fire. And she's a comedian. So many of you, I don't think, understand the world of entertainment. Maybe I should do a video on just the entertainment world from what I experienced, But I don't really think that one has to be able to know the music industry or the entertainment industry to have empathy for our sister. The fact that she is a melanated woman sitting up there that has never done a single thing that we could point to and go, oh, look what Monique did. She embarrassed us. She's never done a single thing. She's never been anything but grace under fire anytime we've seen her. Polite to a fault. Respectable to a fault. Poised to a fault, ladylike to a fault, down the list. And for me, that's the only requisite you need. And to be a melanated person in this asshole of Satan, and her whole world should become clear to you, even if you don't know the details. That's why I tell you, wake up in the morning, you begin with the white man is the devil. Everybody in that room is not waking up with that. And alas, too many of our people are not waking up with that. It sets the tone for how you're going to go out and deal in this society. Because remember, you're not part of this. You're not a citizen. You're leftover unwanted cargo. So how do you get ready? It's like a boxer or a prize fighter. They wake up every day thinking about that enemy. They watch their tapes. How does he stand? How does he hit? What's his tendencies? You know, is he married? Does he have a girlfriend? Is he gay? They need to know that. Because maybe he ejaculated the night before, and that means he's going to be a little weaker. You know, what's his training ethic? Does he live in a mountainous region? Because that means he's probably got more heels, which means maybe he's got more stamina, you know, cardiovascularly and stuff like that. So we need to understand. You got to understand what you're going into. You go to apply for a job, they tell you something about the job. Or either you've read about the description of the job and that's what made your ass go and apply for it. Preparation. Understanding what it is that I'm walking into. So, in this instance, you have to wake up in this environment every single day and remind yourself that you're in a war zone where you are the target. And when you have that consciousness, your sister doesn't walk into the radio station and you are pelting her with questions that the white devil would pelt her with. That there would even be doubt. You see? Now, I'm going to talk more as we go through this. But I want to say at the outset, you guys, that first of all, thank you guys for everybody that watched the one that I did of The View. And from what I see from the numbers, everybody's watching that video from beginning to end. I appreciate that because this is real work for me. It's work. Goes back to you just used to the outcome, the finished product. You don't know all the technical shit I got to do in order to make this happen. And oh, by the way, I wasn't completely pleased with the View video in its technical context because on this one I did some adjusting with my audio, so I think you'll be able to hear the clip better when I play it. You see? So, fingers crossed on that. Alright, we're going to go through this, but the purpose of this is you need to be looking at the mirror at your own self. So I'm indicting Angela Yee, and I'm indicting Leonard, and the other fucker, I can't think of his name, Yellow Boy. But I'm also challenging and indicting you, the listener. Because I want you to be honest with yourself and say, am I those people in that room? Would I be having the same shit to say to her? And don't have some just off-the-cuff answer that makes you feel good. Be honest. Because if you can't be truly honest with yourself, you can't be honest with the rest of the world. And that's what also makes you vulnerable as an individual. I am bulletproof. There's nothing you could say or do to me that you will ever take my shine. I am the Jedi. But I'm a self-contained human being, absolutely aware of myself inside and out, and absolutely honest with myself. Honest. And it's from that place that you draw strength and indeed a shield. But it's got to be based in righteousness and honesty. Michael Jackson had a line in the song Jam that didn't go past me because it reflected me. He goes, you can't hurt me, I found peace within myself. After he gives you the other metaphors before that, you know. Go with it, Jam. You know. I miss that brother so much. The world is not the same just knowing that he doesn't exist anymore. That's another video, Jedi. You're getting off topic. Alright, get your ass over here and get on topic. Alright. Anyways. Let's go through the various crimes with this. Alright. And I'll be sharing some other information as we go. And you need to have your system volume up anyway, you guys. I've also tried to adjust my microphone so that my volume when I speak is not as different as the clip, because that can kind of play with just your audio perception and things like that, you know. So you do what you can. All right, let's go. This is the opening now. This is when she first walks into the radio station. And let me say this, because the Jedi does his work. Because I also wanted to know, why would they be speaking like this other than the obvious to me? The obvious to me is that white massa is paying them. And what I know about my people is if I show you a shiny coin, I'm going to get you to do anything. Even if you're not a gymnast and have never done a backflip, if I flash enough cash at your ass, your bitch ass is going to be trying to do a backflip for me. You will be my slave. You will. You will be my slave. And I know that because I know my people. You see? And unless I am my people. And you can't love your people if you don't know them. And you certainly can't lead your people if you're not one of them. You got to be down in the fucking trenches. You got to be there. So, I know that about my people. It's sad. But this is why in every single industry where we have infiltrated, and in many places we're in high positions and all that, it has been of no benefit to the rest of us. Because you are a trick pony. A trick pony. No conviction, no courage, self-absorbed, not willing to give yourself for somebody else. There's got to be something in it for you. And as long as there is, you're content with that. And that's on display here too. That's majorly on display here. So I asked myself, why would they be talking like this, you know? This is the Breakfast Club, you know? And so I did some checking. Well, the Breakfast Club is in 50 markets. 50 media markets, you guys. And if you don't know what a media market is, I'll give you a quick example. Let's say we're all watching the haves and have-nots. All right? And I'm in, I don't know, Florida. And you're in Arizona, and then another person is in Washington, and then another person is in Texas or something, or like Illinois, I don't know. And maybe we're all on a conference call, and then it goes to commercial. And I go, I see a Ford commercial, and you go, no, I have a Cheerios commercial, because you're in a different media market than me. And if I'm Cheerios, and I want my Cheerio commercial to be everywhere that I just described, that's more money. How many markets are you going to advertise in? And then that depends on whether you're a national brand and what your pedigree is and what your reputation is, and do you have the funds and blah, 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 blah. All right. So they have the funds because they're in 50 fucking markets. That covers a lot of ground, homie. And they're owned by iHEART Media. So we know that's owned by the white devil. We don't own it. We don't own it. And their studio is in Manhattan, some part of Manhattan, some weird name I can't remember, in the AT&T building. But their signal is sent from the top of the Empire State Building. But iHeart Media owns it. So we see DJ Envy, Angela Yee, and that's great. But I always tell you, we always want to know, how does that work? You see? How can that happen? Ooh, a magician does a trick. Okay, that was fun. Appreciate your little display. How'd you do it? That's what I've always been interested in. How'd that happen? How can they do that? You know, when I started out doing YouTube videos, that curiosity, that natural thing about me helped me in my production value. Because I would watch a YouTube video of somebody else, and I would just see like a word come up, and I go, how'd they make that word come up? How'd that happen? How did that happen? You know, or any effect. How did they do that? How did that happen? You know, I want to do that. How did that happen? So I want to know, how do they get to be there? And in this context, how is it that they're speaking with doubt against their sister and expressing major disloyalty? Can I just say that? And whoever's calling me right now is going to be fucking dead to me, and they're going down, and they're not going to live to see next week, and I'm over it. And I'm not answering the phone, I'm over it. Anyways, we're pushing through, everybody. We're going to power through. Ignore that phone ringing in the background. Anyway, so I wanted to know that, and so that was the information I came up with. So I need you to have that context as we go through this. Now, this is Monique making her entrance. And we call it an entrance because Monique, first of all, she looks divine. And she's always appropriate. You know, body appropriate, age appropriate. And just don't embarrass me as a brother. You know, I'm not attracted when I see women with anything just like you trying to display something. That, I don't like that. So not only am I not attracted by it, I'm actually furious at you in that moment. I don't like you. You feel me? So she's always appropriate. And then this is the Monique that I told you guys I met in DC. That's her. Like, I was hesitant to call her thick because I don't really know if that really fits. I think voluptuous works. You know, she's well put together. Well put together. This is the Monique that I met. But she walks in and she looks fantastic. And she's got her, you know, Louis Vuitton bag. And she is the queen mother. Her presence just commands respect when she walks in with her kindness. But watch what happens. This is her entrance with her people, and she's got people, and there's an entourage and all of that. I love it.
Good morning, my love. Good morning. Let's all in love. Let's all in love.
Now, Angela is not standing. She's the first person Monique encounters. And she's a woman. Your sister, listen, I don't care how rough and tough brothers try and fake with that bullshit. Women have a certain code that's just natural to them. They don't have to think about it. And when it's not present, that's either a damaged woman or the shit is on purpose. This I know about women. I know that. I know that. I know that because I have been the beneficiary and I depend on the goodness of women. You understand? I am nobody without women. Nobody. Nobody. So she walks right past Angela. She's the guest. They knew she was coming. It wasn't like, oh my God, Monique just sort of blew in and we had no clue. Oh my God, is that Monique? You know. No, they knew she was coming. They knew it. And Angela, the woman, doesn't even stand up. Why that's important to point out is because that tells you the tone that's in the room. The tone. If she was coming there and they was coming, and if she was coming there and they was going to be there to support her, but girl, what's up, girl? How you doing? Oh, I like your bag and da 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 da. And it's not. And women usually will give another woman a compliment. Oh, I like your shoes. Just something. Nothing from Angela. Nothing. Let's see this again and let's move on. But let's log in the first fuck Angela Yee of the video. Let's log that one in.
Good morning, my love. Good morning.
Look.
Let's all in love. Let's all in love. How are you?
And she's sitting down. She's still sitting.
I am wonderful. How you doing, Sister Angela? You good?
And then Monique turns around. She doesn't get to her chair. She goes, turn around. Hi, Sister Angela. Like, bitch, you need to recognize me, but kindly. Sister Angela, it's okay to stand up and hold me. Like, I'm not a pariah, bitch. You know.
I'd like to get on up and hold on to me. Good morning, sweetness.
Now, watch Angela's eye right here in this next half a second. I call it the cahoots eye, everybody. Remember, these three people work together every damn day for years. And they know each other's families, and they hang out, and they've been to each other's houses, and da-da-da-da-da. All right. They have drinks, blah, blah, blah. So here comes your first cahoots look. Be ready for it now. Be ready. It's going to be quick. Be ready. Be ready. Be ready. Here we go. Boom. Did you see it? We'll do it again. Because remember, she didn't stand up. And that's a female that just walked in. And she's outnumbered by men every fucking day when she's up in that radio station. In walks this woman. It could have been any woman. But it's Monique. Of all people, who is one of the kindest people we know. And she's your guest. You're at work today to receive Monique. And she walks in, and you don't stand, you don't greet her. She has to physically present herself full body on to you. to get your acknowledgement of her as a woman. And that's what makes the little look even more suspicious. Watch again now.
Good morning, my love. Good morning. How you doing?
Let's start with love. Let's start with love. Let's start with love. How are you?
Good morning. I'm wonderful. I am wonderful. How you doing, Sister Angela?
Oh, how are you? After Monique says it. And then with the head leaned to the left. I don't know if you can really see it there. But you can see her right ear from the back. So she leans up. Oh, how are you? That sort of lean over. Hi, how are you? Like, oh, you know, that's not a what's up, girl greeting. But look at Monique's shape there, y'all. Divine. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. But look, watch now.
You good? It's all right to get on up and hold on to me.
To get on up and hold on to me. And she gets a little short ass up.
Good morning, sweetness.
Now, there was the first one, but this is one that matters. Right here. Ready for it? Here we go. Boom. There it was. Did you see it? That was the cahoots. Because that says to me, she has talked some shit about Monique before she got there. I'm someone who lives by energy, everybody. I can't tell you how many discrepancies I've been in with people when I've walked into a room and I know they've been talking shit about me. Even with my own family when I was growing up. Or if they were just trying to hide candy from me or something. Like I felt it. I knew it. I knew it. Because I felt their energy. But then those eyes would always tell it. How many jobs I've been on, I see another white devil give another white devil that same quick. That's the cahoots look. I've called it. You can call it whatever you want to. I call it the cahoots look. That was saying, and she hugged me. You know? So now, let's go on.
DJ Andy over there.
Monique now puts down her Louis Vuitton bag.
Oh, my sweetness, I will get around to you, but it's crowded.
All right.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We
Now.
are the Breakfast Club. We have a special guest in the building.
Absolutely.
Miss Monique.
Hey, my
You heard the sissy absolutely.
babies, good morning. Good.
By the way, he's going to be known as various names in this video. He's going to be known as the Gnome, the what you call that? The shit from the Wizard of Oz. God damn it. The little fuckers. God damn it, them. All right, and it's another one.
Good morning.
Her
Good
husband's on the
morning.
phone line as well.
Brother
Sydney, good
Sydney.
morning.
Good morning.
Now,
Good morning, y'all.
now, when Monique walked in, I gave her a hug. I wanted her to know it's all love.
Yes.
Now he's trying to. He went and gave her that fake hug too. You see, he said, "Let's start with love. Let's start with love," because he is about to be put on the grill by Monique, and he knows it. And what he's trying to do is buy a little bit of leverage and a little bit of compassion from her by giving her that hug at the beginning. Remember, he walked from his chair past the guest's chair all the way over to fucking Angela Yee's chair to fucking hug her when she was on her way to him anyway, because she's going to be sitting right next to him. But he got up to go over to establish that immediately. Immediately, homie. Now, after DJ Envy gives the pleasantries in the opener, then the fucking gnome says, the munchkin, that's what it is. Yeah, Munchkin Land. The fucking munchkin. Then says, I want everybody to know I gave Monique a hug, and let her know it's all love. But he looks directly at her when he says that. Like, please throw me a bone in this. Please don't chop me up too bad. That's consciousness of guilt. Not to mention the eyeliner that he's wearing. That's going to be another video. It's just going to have to be another video. We're way too busy in here. We've got way too much production going on. We're just way too busy with other films and productions. We simply can't get to the eyeliner that he's fucking wearing, and I'm over it. I think he wears eyeliner. I don't know. You know, I've known some brothers in my lifetime, and probably you guys probably know some people, some males, that they just have such thick, what do you call that, dense hair, like their eyebrows and their eyelashes and even their under eyelash is just, it looks like they're fucking wearing eyeliner, and they're totally not. It's just the amount of the thickness of the hair is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I think the bitch is wearing eyeliner. I'm over it. All right. And I think I detected a nose job. That, again, that's going to be another video. It's going to have to be another video. All right, let's move on. But he's trying to draw some so it doesn't go left. But that's also an insult because Monique won't go left. You see, you're going to get a grilling. She's not going to compromise, but it's not going to be ugly. So settle down, little boy. You see what I'm saying? Last thing I want to say before we continue to play this to everybody is he's also a small penis motherfucker too. You see what I'm saying? I just know when it's a small penis ass motherfucker that you're dealing with. You just know. You feel me? It's kind of like a chihuahua, you know, the little pinche perro chihuahua, you know. I love chihuahuas, but they don't know they're little, and they have to bark at everything, and they're growling and threatening and all of it. You know, like a Saint Bernard is like chilling, a boxer they be chilling. You know, pit bulls, they basically, you know, maybe other dogs you kind of have to rile them up unless they just acting bad, but goddamn that chihuahua. You see? And I'm not downing chihuahuas because I love chihuahuas. I love dogs that are just little and bad. I love that. I love little bad dogs. I love them. But they're just bad. You know what I mean? And then like there used to be some chihuahuas that lived by me. One place I used to live, and like they'd be literally be as they're licking you. Like you're licking me, and they're as they're licking you and jumping all on you and loving you. Anyway, so this little fucking chihuahua with the fucking Frito-Lay mustache, I'm over it. I don't think brothers are really doing that mustache anymore anyway. Can I put that out there? We ain't really doing that one.
He did, my love.
We just here to have a conversation. That's all.
What we're doing.
That's all.
And she goes, that's what we're doing, but she didn't put on her glasses, though. She let you know. Because she ain't reading nothing right now. She put them glasses on for a reason, everybody.
Now, what's going on today, Miss Monique?
Well, baby, you know, first I want to say to Eddie, to your producer, thanks for sharing the platform with us. And a while ago, when I came out,
that wasn't Eddie. That was us both.
Eddie lucky he here.
Okay, let me thank all three of y'all for sharing your platform with me and my husband.
All right.
But a while ago, I had to come out and I spoke in reference to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
That we had to you know, I was asking folks to stand with us as we boycott Netflix for gender bias and color bias.
Correct.
And we were fighting for equality. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that I had become Donkey of the Day.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
By Leonard. And I gotta call you by your name, baby, because Leonard. Yes. Okay.
Listen, I love that. I love that. Because she said she's breaking him down. It's like we're gonna take all these titles away. Fuck that. We're gonna deal with you, the individual. Leonard. Don't give me that Leonard bullshit. That's kind of like we was calling Lawrence Fishburne, Larry Fishburne forever. All of a sudden he was Lawrence, and I'm over it, I'm gonna vomit. You see, Leonard. Which fits with my small penis theory because, of course, his name would be Leonard. I knew there was a disconnect some reason. You see, I know I hate him, but when I hate anybody, I also have to know why I hate you in great detail. Like, I need to be able to define for myself, this is why I hate you. You see, and there was always this one little hiccup with my hatred of him with this damn Charlamagne bullshit. It doesn't fit. You feel me? Because you're not a god. You're not fucking... that name sounds like something that would almost kind of, basically, sort of, kind of, maybe command respect, and I don't respect you or think you're somebody worthy of respect. You see, it connotes someone who is conscious and, you know, Pan-African and, you know, socially astute and things. And I don't get that from him. He's just an asshole who is self-loathing, self-hating, doesn't like what he sees in the mirror. He's short. Monique even towered over him when she walked in. He's short, he's dark-skinned, he has a skin disease, and he has a very small penis, and he's also very confused and has had some issues with sexuality. That's all going to come out at some point, I'm sure. So all of those things make up. Of course his name would be Leonard. Then the puzzle piece fell in place for me. I'm like, yeah, that's it. That was the disconnect for me. Of course his name would be Leonard or Alfred or some bullshit. Of course. Of course. So now, Let us move on. She's calling him by his government name. Yes.
Okay, baby, he's getting real special, Leonard. But we're going to, okay, Leonard.
It is Leonard.
And then I was called...
Then the little fucking chickpea over in the corner who couldn't speak to Monique when she came in said, no, it is Leonard. It is Leonard. Have you seen the birth certificate, bitch? Have you talked to his mama and she said it's Leonard? Or did he just tell you that? You see? I'm over it. I'm over it. Let's move on.
Donkey of the day, and it really caught me off guard. Because when I met this brother some years ago, and I always go back to it because I met him in an elevator at Turner Station. And I met a young man that was full of humility and respect. And when I got on the elevator, he actually held the door. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yes, ma'am.
And I said, oh, baby, thank you. And he was just like that. Yes, ma'am. And Miss Monique, it's a pleasure to meet you. And we had a very beautiful exchange. And I said to that brother, tell your mama that she raised you right.
That's a
And he
fact.
said it was my mama and my grandma.
Yes, ma'am.
So I felt like this was, and it still is, a beautiful young brother making his way, but full of humility and respect. Till we fast forward, and I become donkey of the day. So I didn't want to have it to be hearsay. I didn't want to have anybody exchange words that I may have said to him. So my husband and I wanted to come on so we could understand how I got titled Donkey of the Day.
So why'd you give a donkey today, Charlamagne?
Well, I think it was due to the whole Netflix situation. You know, when I heard you say that, you know, you wanted us to boycott because of racial and gender bias, but then you went on to mention two brothers and a woman. So I said maybe she should be more specific and say black woman gender bias, but then also just from a business.
Listen, all that's pablum vomit, everybody. It's pablum vomit, and I'm going to tell you why. Anything, any question is going to be inappropriate. You don't need to have any of those questions. This is your sister. I'm even going to go out on a limb and say, even if you wanted to pull this bullshit, because it still would be some bullshit, on a brother, I still would have some shit to talk about it. But you don't get to do any of that. This is a African female. Every single one of us come from a black woman. Do you understand? I'm talking about African people. Like I told you, I'm not into that bullshit that all of humanity came from us. Fuck that. If you ain't got no color to you, your ass didn't come from us. Period. The end. So I'm willing to allow the Native American. I'm willing to allow the Indians and Indian. There's a few people I'm willing to allow. You see what I'm saying? But definitely not no fucking white devil. They don't come from nobody. I don't know where the fuck they come from. But this is your sister, who didn't just arrive on the scene. If you wanted to maybe give Cardi B this fucking conversation or something like that, which would still be inappropriate because she's still a black woman. But if you came with some bullshit where you just arrived on the scene, we could at least go down. I still would hate you, but we could go down that line. But this is Monique. How dare you question her worth? Especially since you're someone who is in, quote unquote, essentially you're in the entertainment industry. You know how it works. How'd your little raisin ass get to be on the fucking Breakfast Club? And he's done some other things because he's on the Breakfast Club that he probably wouldn't have done. He doesn't have a look that's commercial for television, that's typically seen. He's not an actor. You see what I'm saying? He's not a comedian. He's not a musician. We don't know of any talent that he has other than being an asshole. That's his talent. That's his claim to fame. Being an asshole. That's it. How dare you question this woman? Let's go on.
This aspect, I wanted to know, why did you feel like, you know, you should have gotten whatever Chris Rock got, whatever Dave Chappelle got, or whatever.
I wanted to know why you felt like you should have gotten what they gotten, or why you should have gotten more, or whatever. Which his information is wrong, and then DJ Envy has to correct him and say, no, she wasn't trying to get more. She was just trying to get more than what they was offering her. So he hasn't even done his work. But the fact he said, I want to know why you felt like you... just think of that now. By the way, Monique is older than him. This young little punk, who she's probably got shoes older than, is daring to say to a black queen, and Monique is worthy of the term queen, worthy, would dare say to a black queen to her face, why do you think you're worthy of that? Why do you think you're worth it? That's something a white devil should say, does say, and would say. Not your little fucking gnome ass. I'm not going to get worked up in this video. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let's go on.
Amy Schumer guy. Because I feel like this is a what are you doing for me right now type of industry.
Well, she didn't say what they got. She said she should have got more than she was offered.
And then, Charlamagne, you brought up an old Netflix special as well.
But that was later on. But
see, she's giving him fire. When he runs out of bullets, the fucking little cricket is there to give him more ammo. Oh, but Charlamagne, you mentioned an older Netflix special as well. Like trying to remind him, in other words, I'm just going to give you the fodder. You just bring it out on your own. But later, as you know, if you've seen it already, in the interview, Monique directs her laser right on her ass and has her squirming. Oh, she went home with armpit sweat that day. Trust and believe. We've got the DNA. We've got it. All right? So, let's go on.
My point was, like, this is a what are you doing for me right now kind of industry. We all know Monique is a legend, but we also know that those deals that Netflix are giving out are based off of recent stand-up shows. Recent concerts, recent arenas, recent tours like that. So I just wanted to know why you felt like you deserved that much.
Well, Daddy, would you like to start, or would you like for me?
Black
Which one
love.
do you prefer?
Black love. Black love. I gotta say this now, damn it. Black love, everybody. Black love, black only, and black first is with her and Sydney. You see me type that all the time. Black love, black only, black first. You know? And because it's something I want to sit in your psyche and on your consciousness. Black love, black only, black first. That means there should be black love for yourself, your man or your husband or your wife, your children, your family, your people. Black love. Black first. That means you put all of those first, including yourself. Black love, black first, and then only that, black only. That's why I always say black love, black first, black only. And we see that with her and Sydney. So it's another example. And he is a king and a warrior. You see what I'm saying? In my opinion and review. Because this is a man, I only know him because he stood by the side of his woman. That's it. I would give him something over fucking Stedman. You feel me? Because we don't really know how much of Oprah's stuff that Stedman co-signs on, and is he happy for us? He support, we assume, but we don't know. I've only heard him speak probably 2 or 3 times. But Sydney is at the side of his woman to speak with her and for her and to hold her back. You see what I'm saying? To hold her back. Like prop his hand against her back and say, I got you, baby. But you always hear her say, Daddy. And I love how he says, my love. He only says her name when he's talking to somebody else about her. That gives me goosebumps. That gives me goosebumps. I love that. I love that. So she goes, Daddy, did you want to? And by the way, he can't be in the studio for whatever reason. I don't know if maybe he was, who knows? We don't know why. But it don't matter because we ain't missing him because he's there. Still helping to hold down. You see what I'm saying? Showing that loyalty. Again, goes back to love, because love is just a word. It means nothing until it's expressed. It's kind of like you buy pancake mix from the store. If you that trifling, if you don't know how to make pancakes from scratch like your boy, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm saying my buttermilk pancakes are award winning, and you will see them on the Food Network very shortly, but that's another video. Anyway, so but let's say you go and you get pancake mix from the store. Well, it doesn't become pancakes till you add water or milk. It doesn't become pancakes. So it's not really pancakes till you do something. Same thing is with love. It's just a word. Meaningless. And without power or reason. Love is an expression. That's why there's no such thing as falling in fucking love on the first fucking sight. Oh, I just saw him and I knew that's the person I was in love with. Then fuck you, whore, and your marriage is over the day you fucking got married. Because you didn't fall in love. Now, can you fall in love after you get together? Sure. That's after there has been expression. I love the way that you support me in my thinking, and I support you. We have a rhythm in our philosophy. Wow. I appreciate the way that you just laid towels out for me when I took my shower. Or how you thought enough of me when I cooked, you went ahead and cleaned up the kitchen. This is love, everybody. This is love. I will put myself before you. I will put you before myself. We just walked 10 miles. We come in, baby, let me rub your feet. Both of our bunions are killing us, but let me rub your feet. That's love. Love is not this sappy, oh, they looked into my eyes and they looked amazing and it was love, and no the fuck it wasn't. It was a goddamn illusion, bitch. Understand that. Love is expressed. Are you with me? Are you loyal to me? Do you understand me? Do you get me? And will you support me in my journey? In whatever I'm doing in life? This brother is expressing love. This is love in motion. Let's go on.
But, you know, if we're going to go back to the conversation that we had with Robbie,
and we're not going to hear a lot of this, you guys, because we already know the story. We want to pick apart the actual goings-on in the interview.
And our attorney calls me up, and we speak. And
so I'm going to take license.
The attorney had asked them to that the call we had was disconnected. We never reconvened. You became evasive. You can't get on the phone. The movies, it didn't translate, but he said it's all
as well. So she created a bidding war based on those stats, including MSG and HBO wanted her.
Meanwhile, he's at his laptop looking at shit. He's not prepared.
That's number one. But
he's not prepared.
Well, I don't think
he's got the laptop in front of him. All right. So that's important to know because of what's about to happen right here. Watch now.
I think Amy Schumer is funny. That's number one. But she did sell out 50.
See, he's reading it. But she did, and he's reading now. I don't think Amy Schumer is funny. That's first of all. But she did, and his eyes go directly to his laptop. By the way, this fucker is worth $10 million. Can I put that out there?
Readers around the world, including MSG and HBO wanted her as well. So she created a bidding war based on those stats. So
look, he's scrolling the mouse and everything with his manicured nails with the gloss on them. Can we point that out?
I assume that's the reason her number was at that place.
Well, I want to address something because you said I assume. And then you also said in the beginning when you start talking, you said Monique is a legend. That's what you said.
Absolutely.
Right? And then when Robbie Prohl and Netflix also says Monique is a legend. Correct?
Absolutely.
And you believe that Chris Rock is a legend, as I do as well.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And you would say Dave Chappelle is a legend, right?
Absolutely.
What makes me a different legend from Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock?
Well, when it comes to that Netflix special, the fact that Dave Chappelle did 1,500 shows prior to signing his Netflix deal. Chris Rock was on tour with the Total Blackout Tour, selling out shows arenas around the world before they.
See how quickly he's rattling it off? Like, I got her now. I got her. But Monique is ready for his ass. And he's so not prepared.
And they also lured him away from HBO.
Then the cricket adds in, and they also lured him away from HBO. So there's the sniper, you see, and the refill of the ammo and all of it. This is all an attack but they're there to protect and defend him because Massa is not on board with Monique. You see? So all they ask is up there thinking about their own fake ass checks. That's it. You see? And this is the second time now she's given him ammunition for his rifle. And they also lured him away from HBO. Like, don't forget to tell her that. You see? It's like that bitch that, you know, two sisters are fighting and that other bitch just gonna come in and get a lick. You feel me? That's the bitch you drag, not the bitch that started the fight. The bitch that came in to get a lick. Take her ass out. You see? Drag the bitch for at least 2.5 blocks. At least 2.5 blocks. At least. She must have road rash. But now, so she, the sniper now adds her bullshit. But let's go now.
Well, I understand what y'all are coming to the table with. When I came to the table, and I said, guys, and I said it humbly, I'm the most decorated comedian alive. And I said that humbly. Mm-hmm. And then some people said, oh, Monique is crazy, till it was proven. Till everybody actually saw the numbers and said, well, I guess she's right about that. And when you say this is a what have you done for me lately, the question is, how much more do I have to do, brother? Because when you do a film called Almost Christmas, and that film has a $17 million budget, but it makes $45 million. And then my sister Amy Schumer does a film called Snatch, and that film makes $45 million, but it has a budget of $42 million. Now, what's the profit on that? I'm asking a question.
I love that. Not just the statistic that she just gave, but I love when she's, unfortunately she has to do this around her own fucking people. But I love, because, you know, you see interviews where the interviewer is really there to carry the water of the white devil and the powers that be. And so they want to act like they're in some neutral position. Fuck that. I don't allow it. I love how she says, I'm asking you the question. She's done that in a lot of her interviews. I'm asking you. Like when because they're used to it just being like, oh, I'm just saying it as a question. It's more of like a hypothetical, or just like a, damn it, what's the word I'm looking for right now? Damn it. Anyway, it'll come to me. But she says, no, I'm asking you. Because in other words, she's also, it's not just about giving the question back to him, it's about trying to find out, where is your thinking at? Are you with me, or who are you with? So, and regardless of which side you're on, let me force you now to speak what is the truth. Whether you want to or not, you're going to have to speak it right here in my presence. You see? And that goes to loyalty, everybody. I want to say this quickly before we go on. I've always been that person. From very young. So even if somebody comes to you and says, well, you know, so-and-so was saying such and such, and then they say it, and you go, what did you say? What did you say? And that always confounds them, you see? Because I'm not having nobody in my universe that's not fiercely loyal to me. That even in my absence, you will speak on behalf of me, or you won't be anywhere around me. So when somebody brings something to me, I would always say, what did you say? Because like Dr. King said, we won't remember the words of our enemies. We'll remember the silence of our friends. That's so true. That's so true. So she says, I'm asking you the question. She just gave you the equation. She says, I'm asking you.
You have made a lot more profit than Amy.
Well, it was actually...
See, and it's also good she does that because they don't want to be able to look to their powers, their masses, their leash holders, that like they was there agreeing with Monique. They trying to remain neutral and shit. But like Dr. King said also, the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who in a time of moral crisis maintain their neutrality. Let's go on.
to $25 million profit.
But that movie, Amy did her Netflix deal before Snatch.
No, because
Right.
he said, Robbie Cross said that was what made him also give it a deal because of the big movie that she had coming out.
Right.
And that's where we had to check.
Well, coming out. That was but she did the Netflix deal before that movie came out.
Well,
No.
we actually talked to the vice president of Netflix, Leonard.
Right.
And
So
what
my
happens
point-
is when you're basing off of what you're assuming, and then you give me a title of Donkey of the Day. Is your mother still alive?
I love it.
And you're from what city in South Carolina?
Monk's Corner, South Carolina.
Monk's Corner. And if I was to call your mother or your grandmother, could they tell me stories of inequality that they had to deal with?
Absolutely.
So would your mother be a donkey?
No.
Would your grandmother be a donkey?
No.
I need you to explain how you gave me the title because you're not explaining it. You're going off of what I assume. But because you're on that microphone, and when we open up these microphones, we know just how powerful our voices can be, don't we, Angela?
Don't we, Angela? And look right at her ass. We know how powerful our voices can be. Don't we, Angela?
Yes, we do.
And we know that what we say can become law. Correct, Leonard?
Absolutely.
So when we
Leonard.
do that, we must then explain it to our community because we know how poisonous it can be when we put things out, but we can't back it up. We just say it.
I think that I think everything you're saying about racial bias is absolutely correct. Gender bias is absolutely correct.
No, he doesn't. He's just rattling. I think everything he's saying about da 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 da. That's the person who's just waiting to speak. Like, okay, I heard everything you said, but what I'm trying to say, that it's the same equivalent. I agree with everything you said about gender equality, bias equality, da da da. But now here he goes.
We know that the black woman is unappreciated and undervalued in a lot of different industries, but I think that when it comes to this Netflix situation, it's very specific. I think it's more of an individual thing than it is a collective problem.
I think it's more of an individual thing than a collective problem. He hasn't done his work. So even if you want to take Monique out of it, the white bitch Amy Schumer had to negotiate, saying, you got to give me at least, I mean, I'm not one of the legends, but I'm Amy Schumer, so can you just like give me this amount of coin? But what he's really saying there is, I think it's just about you. And I've heard, and why it's important to isolate this part right here, everybody, is because that's one of the things that's disgusting me, that I'm hearing way too much from black people. Your problem is, if it's not happening to you, you don't give a fuck. And that's what he's expressing there. So he speaks for you. I think it's an individual thing rather than a collective. And I've heard too many fucking people say that. That's why they wouldn't boycott Netflix. Because it's not happening to them. That pisses me off about my people more than anything. More than anything. Your lack of empathy and your absolute fucking selfishness. There's got to be something in it for you. Or it's got to be happening to you. And if it's not, you don't give a goddamn. He's expressing that. Well, it don't matter to me what Monique get. I got to pay my little $8 to Massa every month so I can see my Netflix of all the movies on there that we don't even fucking own and produce. Hey, hey. That's what it translates to my fucking consciousness. And I'm over it. You must understand, if it's happening to one of us, it's happening to all of us. That's the work you got to do. If your passion is not up the same way it would be if it was happening to you, when it's happening to somebody else, you are fucked up as an individual, I proclaim to you to your damn face. Because it translates to so many other things, you see? I come out of a store, I'm in public, I'm anywhere, I'm driving down the street, I see a homeless person, I'm weeping as if it was happening to me. You got to be able to get your own ass out the way. Then you will be effective for yourself and our people. Nah, we don't need to know the details. It's happening to our sister. God damn it, we got to do something about it. Period. Nobody fucks with our sister. And then we can talk about later, after we've been victorious, whether or not you personally thought that she should have had, and you have your little fucked up opinion and bullshit, and fuck that. But when we're on the battlefield, goddammit, all hands on decks, or take your bitch ass home. Period. I'm getting worked up. Let's go on.
Problem. Like, can you honestly?
What we ask you is this: can you say, if it's an individual problem, how come that there are no individuals of color who happen to be female comedians that have had the multiple million-dollar paydays with Netflix? Because what happens with the good in the last project.
I thought it was drawing power. I thought it was
exactly
the amount of people that will watch the special.
Now, these are people in radio, and they know a lot about they know a lot of people in the industry, and Then Yellow Boy says, "I thought it was about the number of people you draw." Not really going to stab on him so much there for the comment, because that can be a legitimate ignorance. Well, I just didn't know how it worked, type thing. But that does not give him the inoculation from supporting our sister. Doesn't matter how it works. The fact of the matter is, you've heard with your own fucking ears that Allah has given you on either side of your damn face that Dave Chappelle got 60 million, Chris Rock got 20 million, the white bitch got 13. You need to be saying, how come our sister, who we know, if anything, you should be saying, well, Amy Schumer's only been on the scene for like 10 minutes compared to Monique. How come Monique could at least get what she got? But no, because then that would mean you challenging Massa, and you don't have the courage to do that. So it's easy for you to attack your own, and that's consistent with you as a people. You see? So just like you have a brother that, you step on his shoe, or you accidentally cut him off in traffic or something. He wants to make a federal case. But a police officer beating his fucking girlfriend right in front of him, he stands his bitch ass back. This is who we are.
Do you think this is specific to comedians? Because I do know that.
Now the sniper. Do you think this is specific to comedians? My fake bitch ass. Do you think this is specific to comedians?
They've given out multi-million-dollar deals to Ava DuVernay.
Because Ava DuVernay has got, now she's got a whole list of shit that she's ready to rattle off. They've given multi-million deals to Ava DuVernay. They've given multi-million deals to fucking the other chick that does Scandal, the bullshit. Okay, first of all, those are producers. They're not talent. You see? They're going to pay them for their projects. Monique is a talent. She's an individual. Dumb, Tweety Bird ass bitch.
Shonda Rhimes. So you think it's specific to the comedy industry?
Well, I'll let you answer it. What black female comedian got the multi-million-dollar deal? Name her.
I know.
But don't you think it's coming? I'm sure Tiffany Haddish will be presented with something if she hasn't already.
Well, but we got to speak about the sisters that's done it. Mm-hmm. See, when Wanda Sykes is number 100 on Comedy Central's top comedians ever.
Number 70.
I'm sorry, Daddy. Number 70 on the top 100 ever. But they offer her 250. So what do you say to that, Lenore?
Well, I actually asked about that. I spoke to somebody at Netflix, and they offered that deal to Wanda Sykes before this guy that does these stand-up deals even got in the position. They offered this deal to her some years ago.
Does it seem strange that you always have an answer when our finish line keeps getting moved?
Excellent question. Does it seem strange that you always have an answer when our finish line keeps getting moved? But, and then you could extrapolate from that, go on and say, but you don't have no thought about what I'm going through or what's happening to me, and you're not even considering history of the country we live in and all of this, but you are ready with an answer to defend the white devil. Ready. Ready. With their language and everything. You see? She was brilliant. Let's go on.
When our finish line kids get moved?
And then he goes, when our finish line kids get moved? He's a dumb bitch. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't know anything. When our finish line keeps getting moved, like you don't know what the finish line is, you don't even know, like the analogy she just gave you as an African person, you should know that. You should know that.
Line keeps getting moved. When I say name me one black female comedian that's got the $1 million payday, I'm waiting to hear the answer.
Right. So you think it's specific to comedians because I don't know on Netflix and but I can't say for sure.
In history, name her.
But I can't say for sure again. She's trying to rename. Damn it!
Well, what I would tell
This fucking thing won't pause.
there's 4 beautiful black female comedians that we just got a Legends Award.
I don't know why it's not pausing, everybody. I'm over it. I wanted to isolate this fucking cricket. Probably didn't get
What
to
I
it.
would tell you is there's 4
Whatever.
beautiful black female comedians that we just got a Legends Award. Her name is Samore. Her
Love
name
Samore.
is Adele.
Love
Her
her.
name is Miss Laura. Her name is Monique. And when the Queens of Comedy was on tour, see, we made...
Not only that, we know our comics. Male and female. We know ours. We know ours. You see? Whether we like them or don't, or think they funny or not, we know them. We'll know they ask all they fucking comics. We don't know all their fucking comics. We don't need to. But their comics go on and get sitcoms and shows, and they do it all. You see? How many other comics for Monique actually got a show? She had the Parkers. It's still on TV today. In syndication. I hope she gets a check from that. Can I just put that out there? You know. But my God. She's naming all these people.
made history. And I don't know if you've done your homework, because we were the only female group, black, white, Latin, Asian, to sell out consecutively around this country. But you'll disregard that because you'll say, well, what did you do yesterday? So you can't take it away.
But if I'm doing business and I'm basing it off doing a deal with somebody who did this last year as opposed to doing it 15 years ago or 20 years ago, whenever it was, wouldn't it make more sense to do it with the person who did it just a couple years ago?
If you're doing business and you say, what's Monique's resume?
Well, if that's the case, then listen, that doesn't stand on its face, everybody. Michael Jackson would go 5 years between an album sometimes. You feel what I'm saying? And how many times did fucking Barbara Streisand disappear from the fucking scene, who I'm really not all that crazy about anyway? Can the bitch sing? Yeah, but is she like, oh my God, it's Barbara? No, the fuck it's not. But the fact of the matter is, Barbara Streisand can fucking come back and oh my God, it's Barbara, and everybody's supposed to bow and fucking curtsy and shit because it's her. Like, no, the bitch hasn't been out for how long? What? Excuse you? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is when you are a legend and when you're someone who has presented a certain brand, it doesn't matter when you go and come. People can't wait for you to come back or to do whatever you was doing. Do it again. Do it some more. It don't matter. They're trying to act like she's some new, untested talent that, you know, doesn't have an Oscar and a show and has been in movies and has produced films and is a known commodity. She is a household name. People know her. Oh my God. But what makes it most egregious is motherfucking nigga-ass people sitting up there with these fucking questions. I could almost see it if we was doing this and it was white people or anybody else outside of our own. And these are not old black people at that. Either way, it would still be egregious. But they're defending that shit. Nobody, so far, nobody in that damn room has given her any type of allegiance and said, I feel you. I get it. I feel you. Nobody. They're just peppering her with this fucking attacks and shit and these, you know, dead-end questions and roads that lead nowhere. I don't know how she didn't just pull out a damn Uzi out of her fucking purse and take everybody out. Shit.
Now, you're the businessman, and you're looking at that resume, and everything on that resume says number one. Everything on that resume says sell out. Now all of a sudden, is it going to change, businessman?
Yeah. If I had to.
Shut up, you fucking gnome. Listen, everybody, in business you do projections. And business is the same language and the same philosophy and rules and modes of operation regardless of what business you in. And one thing that don't fucking change is projections. You understand? If I sold 30,000 units for the last 5 years, I expect to sell 30,000 units this year. Or maybe I've tweaked my business some sort of way and I go, now I'm on track to do 60,000 units. You see? So when you look at this is why the whole networks bullshit makes no sense and it just falls flat and fails on its face, is because here's someone who has a proven track record of success. And she just told you about the $17 million movie that made $45 million, based next to the $42 million movie that the white bitch did that only made $2 million. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm to the fucking twit's point, if I'm a businessman, I look at Monique on paper, I go, well, she's a better gamble for me. She's a better gamble, because look what she did here. She did this here. Okay, bring me in the numbers for the Parkers. What was the ratings for that for the first, year or two or whatever it is? Maybe I look at a 5-year dossier on that, because I just want to see, was there a rise, you see? And then okay, all right, and then okay, well, now what's Precious doing in domestic sales right now, even though it's not in theaters? I'd look at that. Okay, all right, let's see what this Christmas is, or whatever the Christmas movie they keep talking about, which I wouldn't fucking see and don't know it, but whatever the Christmas movie, okay, bring me numbers on that. Listen, at every point I go, this woman she looks good on paper. Then I'd say, well, what does she look like? Is she, maybe I'm some white executive in some ivory tower who's never met Monique. And so, because I'm only looking at the numbers, I go, what does she look like? Is she young? Is she old? Is she fat? Is she skinny? What does she look like? Oh, no, she's a beautiful black woman. She's still very young, and she still gets around just fine, and she's still touring. She's selling out clubs. Really? Ah, well then, bring her in. This woman look like she can make me some money. Bring her in. Done. Then Monique comes in, and of course she's going to be gracious and funny. She will seal the deal on her own. I'm doing business with her. Period the fucking end. And anybody that wouldn't is a goddamn idiot. And she's a better gamble than a fucking Amy Schumer. And you were almost taking a chance with Dave Chappelle, because remember, Dave Chappelle ran off and went to Africa. Ooh. There's that stain of Africa. He disappeared. He walked away from 50 million. Maybe he won't, live throughout maybe he won't honor the full length of this contract that we're giving with Netflix. Ooh, I don't know, Bob. We're going to have to look at it. Well, let's see what Chris Rock's doing this month. What's he doing? Who's his people? Can we get those people in here? You see? So don't give me, well, from a business standpoint, I just have to look at what you did last week, said the faggot with the fucking pole up his ass and the eyeliner and the manicured nails. I'm over it.
All right, Kobe Bryant today. I'm not going to give Kobe Bryant a $100 million contract.
Well, you're right.
But his resume is amazing.
The difference between Kobe Bryant today and Monique today is when you're 36 in the game of basketball, you done lost your step.
Thanks.
When you are 50 years old in the game of comedy, you're seasoned. And if
Don. This fucking Leonard dude is so fucked up, dude, because that's the same thing with, gymnastics or tennis or, there's a lot of sports where you're still considered young to the general public, but in the sport you're considered way over the hill. Like, ooh, you should probably hang up your cleats, and maybe you might want to just take a vacation, and maybe you could just soak in some Epsom salt or something because you just simply don't have it anymore, But we're talking about stand-up comedy. Meanwhile, I just saw a promo for a new Bruce Willis movie. Bruce Willis is 450,000 years old right now, everybody. Oh, we did the carbon dating. Bruce Willis is 450,000 years old now, and there he's going to be in an action movie. An action movie. This woman stands on stage. You understand me? You think about all those things, because in the contract you got to have insurance too, because the talent, you're investing in that person. So if I give Monique $60 million, damn it, I can't have her out doing high wire acts, because, well, I've got to be at least be insured for that, because if she falls off that high wire, I just lost my $60 million and I got to be able to recoup that. You see, they don't know anything about business. They all need to set the fuck down and shut the fuck up is what they need to do.
If they had to come to Netflix, to your point, because you make a very good point.
Let's move forward.
You're absolutely right, Brother City. Let me ask you this. Why not put together a theater or arena tour and sell that out and then come back?
He's coming up with every antidote other than agree with his sister. Maybe you guys could shuttle a spaceship to Mars. Maybe you could do that. Have you tried that? I don't know. Maybe you could tunnel through to Africa or tunnel through to China. Maybe that will help. Come on. How about you just agree with your sister and support her? How about that?
To the table, our table,
Well,
especially
see, but
yourself.
it doesn't have to go there. See, my whole thing is that's something else. We're talking about the money offered, and my
Now,
whole thing is
that's the most wisest thing that was said in the room. Then he's going to stick his foot in his ass. But that first comment was perfect. He said, no, that's off. We're talking about the money that was offered. Because even he realized it was so bullshit he had to say something. You know, because it was right up there with, maybe you could just, you know, chart a bus to Timbuktu or something. Maybe that would, you know.
being a legend and all that doesn't necessarily matter. It's who the people want to see. You could be a legend and people love you, but if you can't attract the people to come to the place to see you or to come to Netflix to watch it, it doesn't mean anything.
Y'all talking about?
Listen, again, another ignorant comment by people who don't know anything about business and who clearly don't know anything about entertainment. Listen, you can't be a legend unless people like coming to see you. They're kind of married together. You see what I'm saying? They're like those Siamese twins. There they go again. Those conjoined twins we talked about in another video. You understand? So you don't get to be, you can't be a legend and nobody's a legend. It means that's people. That's, listen, I was in DC. Everybody, I used to go to the Stone Soul picnic, you know, and they'd have the Taste of DC. But the Stone Soul picnic was everything. Gil Scott-Heron. That's when I first seen him in person. The place went up. You understand? Alexander O'Neal. Hadn't seen him in years, but there he was. The place went up. But people came because those people were on the fucking venue. You understand? You don't get to be a legend if... So he goes, being a legend, that don't matter. Oh, it does. In fact, it goes back to the business model. Am I going to take a... I know that Cardi B is hot right now and she can sell seats. But I also know that her demographic is a fickle demographic. It's a younger demographic. Young people are fickle. And they tend to be financially unstable, which means we can't really guarantee they're going to be able to buy. If I'm trying to sell 1 million tickets to a concert, I got to shave that number out because I got to allow for their fucking triflingness as fucking teenagers. But Monique's demographic, she's been on the scene for longer, and she's a legend. And her fans have been with her through many generations. Because the mama gonna come and she's seen her in Precious, and the baby gonna come and they know her from the Parkers. You see what I'm saying, or whatever. So she is a better seat seller from my projection as a businessman. Do you understand? And then if I can get Cardi B to open up for her, now I'm really killing the game. You see what I'm saying? Because then that's just all bonus from those unreliable fucking teenagers and shit. But Monique is the one I'm going to have. Because she has a pedigree that is known across generations. You can walk up to a door on a block right now and just knock on the door. The adult answers the door. You'd be like, hi, do you have kids? Yeah, can you bring your kid to the door? Teenager comes to the door. Then you say, I want you to say nothing. Then you ask the parents, do you guys know who Cardi B is? I'm sorry, who's that? And the first thing they'll do is look at their kids. Who's that? You see? So they're pulling shit out of their ass instead of just doing what would be right. And that is just agree and support your sister. Unless you're not Africans. then we understand why you with all this bullshit.
Selling out clubs versus selling out arenas.
Here would be the question.
You know what I mean?
Here would be the question. Almost Christmas. Would you say that was a hit movie?
Definitely a hit movie.
Would you say Bessie was a hit?
Yes.
Would you say
Precious
was a hit?
Absolutely.
So the question is, so Monique, you didn't do nothing in 2017 that was on TV that we could see. So that means you're irrelevant?
I don't think anything's irrelevant. Not at
what
all.
happens is...
Let us be clear, everybody. Because she just referenced it again, 2017. Throw out 2018. Because we're only 5 minutes into 2018. This don't count. So you could make the case that the shit it was current and imminent right then. Which also takes another leg out from under the shit they're trying to stand on. There's not been like all these years since Monique has done something. Well, the last thing you did was, what was it, back in 19, what was it, 19, I think it was 1980, what was it, you know, nah. She's current, she's now.
If you see these number ones, and here's where, when someone said to me, Monique, does it become disheartening when it's your folks? It's understandable. I don't take offense, it's understandable, and I'll explain why. When I have to sit here and not defend, but explain to people that look like me.
This I love.
Well, when did I become irrelevant? If there was a movie I'll call Almost Christmas.
Right. And it goes back to Black Panther, everybody. We're waiting for them to tell us who's hot. They will tell us who's funny. They will tell us who's current. They will tell us who's now. They will tell us who's relevant in all of it. But like she said, when I have to sit and explain to people that look like me, you feel me? Like, nah. That's like you come home from a fight at school and your family start looking at you like you was the problem. Wait, all y'all bitch asses know me. Why the fuck you looking at me with doubt? That would be enough for me to excommunicate your ass forever. This is what hurts my heart about all of this. And why I even began speaking out on it from the first video that I did. Because this is the type of garbage that I was hearing from just individual YouTubers and people that I saw and heard and things like that. Nobody was taking possession of this as if it was their own or if it was happening to them. And everybody's acting as if we live in some new realm or some existence where we're still not the fucking oppressed people that came here in the bellies of ships and shit. You don't get a choice. You either stand with fucking Monique or your ass should be marked for fucking death, bitch. Period. 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 Because there's some societies, that's how they deal with traitors. Certainly the mafia does that shit. You betray the mafia, that's death, right? That's a death sentence right there. It's not like, oh, we hate your ass and we don't ever talk to you no more. No, bitch, we will find you and take you out. That's how they do the shit. But like she said, just that I have to even explain to people that look like me. Like, you should already know the deal. Like, are you really asking me this? Wow.
Why? When I have to sit here and not defend, but explain to people that look like me. Well, when did I become irrelevant? If there was a movie I'll call Almost Christmas, what, in 2016? This is 2018. So now all of a sudden, oh, we don't know if people are going to show up and show out. Now, when I did a show called The Bernie and Sid Show, I'm sure you know those brothers, two white brothers. And when I walked in there, Leonard, I walked in with a preconceived notion that I was going to have to defend myself.
Correct.
Because one is a strong Trump supporter and the other is a Democrat. But
okay, not really sure what's going on here.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to walk in and defend myself with these white brothers. After 5 minutes of us talking, they shut their show down. And they said, Monique, we're going to call this what this is. This is nothing but racism. And we can't sit back and allow it and watch it happen. So no, we're going to tell our listeners to boycott Netflix until they get it right. Because you are a legend. And we have to...
And that's what they should have done. You are our sister. We know this country we live in. We've known you for years. We know what the Amy Schumer bitch got. We know what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle got. We know you're worth more than that. And you're a fucking Oscar winner. We stand behind you. This is DJ Envy. We telling everybody the Breakfast Club is fucking, you know, boycotting Netflix, and we're gonna have a promotion for that. If you boycott Netflix, you send in your cancellation of some bullshit. You know, there's a million things you could have did if righteousness was your motivator. But you see, with the black man and woman in this country dominated by Christianity, their soul is taken from them, and they know not. They're devoid of righteousness, and they know not. So when your sister shows up at the radio station, this is the bullshit you give her. Instead of embracing her as a woman and as your sister and give her comfort, this is the shit you give. This. So much that her king has to be on the phone. He can't even let his queen come into your environment alone, because he understands she's going to need some help with her own fucking people. Contemplate that, black people. And you, the individual, look in the mirror and ask, who the fuck are you? Are you the problem? Are you one of the ones that I cannot stand the fuck out of? Who need to die off? Or are you that one who would be willing and ready and eager, most of all eager, to embrace your sister and stand with her? All else be damned.
To honor and respect you. Now, those are my white brothers. Mm-hmm. Then when I was in San Jose with some of my Latin brothers, they did the same thing. They shut their show down because they said, we got to call it for what it is. See, Monique, we've grown up watching you. We've grown up and you've made us feel better. We've grown up and our children are now watching you. Then I come to my folks. And I have to be donkey of the day, which you still haven't explained, Leonard, and you're going to have to.
Now he's
because
defensive.
when you make those type of statements about your sister to our community, what you're saying to the community is, as black women, you're devalued. And if you stand up and you make a stand and you say, we need equality, and we have to say what's right and what's fair. And then a brother that looks like me from South Carolina says, you're the donkey of the day. You have to explain that to our community.
I've explained it. I said that I think that you're using racial and gender bias, which are actual real issues. The struggle that the black woman is going through in the industries is a real issue, but you're using it to focus on something that you're dealing with individually.
There it is again.
You're
using it so you can get $1. You see? You're using it so you can get $1. When this is the same motherfucker that would step over his fucking mama and his brother and his sister for a goddamn coin. You see what I'm saying? And can we just say that, he comes from the Wendy Williams world. That's part of his pathology and history and his path to our consciousness, you see? And he's been on his knees with a few things in his mouth and a few unpleasant things up his butt to get where he's at right now. Understand that. Understand that. Understand that. You see? You just trying to get a coin, and let's take his model. Even if that's true, even if what he says is true, we'll give him that. We'll give it to him. You still should be fucking supporting your sister in that. Yeah, our sister's trying to get her own coin. Help her get it. White man owe us that and then some more. You see what I'm saying? Even she was a fraudulent bitch. Just said, I ain't never did no comedy or did shit in my life, y'all. I'm trying to swindle Netflix. God damn it, the Jedi will be on board. All right, let's sit down and get a plan. What we trying to get out their ass? We want $1 million. We want $2 million. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? You see what I'm saying? And would plot a course thusly, homie. Understand this. Let's go on.
Bernard, did you just see Viola Davis come out and say pay her equally? Did you just hear that?
Absolutely.
So when you have us saying the same thing, we're saying pay us equally. You're saying, oh, Monique, this is an isolated situation. Well, then what that says is you don't know the history of this business that you're in. And you sit behind this microphone and you try to be the guru of black culture.
I love it.
I'm going to need you to know the history of us.
I love it. 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 She goes, and you try to be the guru of black history. I'm going to need you to be clear. I love it.
Oh, Monique, this is an isolated
Let's hear it again.
situation. Well, then what that says is you don't know the history of this business that you're in. And you sit behind this microphone and you try to be the guru of black culture. I'm going to need you to know the history of us.
I'm going to need you to know the history of us before you begin to label us.
History, you know I'm not saying anything unique, brother.
I just don't understand how you can justify making $13 million in 2018 for a stand-up special.
Well, here's the thing. If Netflix, when you say justify $13 million, did you get a chance to read what the offer was?
I did read some of it, yes.
Well, listen, I can't wait till the white man destroys this fucking Leonard dude. He will be a suicide case, everybody. You've heard it here first. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. They will destroy him, and he will be suicide. He will be a suicide case. I promise you. Very tragic figure he's going to be. Because he's already self-loathing and self-hating. This is only identity in life. You see? This is almost therapy for him. You watch his body language when you watch The Breakfast Club. You watch how he looks at people, how he sits over there and seethes on different things. And just, you know, there's a certain psychology you're dealing with this dude. And it's all things bad. All things bad. Like I say, a small penis is something you never can outlive, and he's dealing with that. You see what I'm saying? That's definitely part of his issue. Let us move on.
Well, did y'all make a counter offer?
It didn't have to be a $20 million deal.
Wait a minute, baby. He just asked, did we make a counter offer? And that's a very important question.
He's still reading his laptop.
I see that they responded to the counter offer and said they regretfully won't be able to do this deal. Hopefully you guys can work together in the future.
That's the only truth this little pixie bitch has said. It's the only truth she said. That's it.
And that's the point that we have to make to you, Leonard.
But in addition to that, my love,
Go ahead, Dad.
and this is in
See that? In addition to that, my love.
conjunction with Roland Martin and John Mary putting out a rumor that Monique was offered $3 million. And then didn't have the decency as
We know
you
that
go
already.
promote a movie for Lionsgate for free.
I'm skipping past stuff we know
Because
already.
You know what,
This is why, again, Leonard, you've got to be careful with
Leonard.
your words. Because you called your sister Donkey of the Day, but you didn't do your research.
Wait, we gotta hear that.
Counter offer, though.
Let me answer that, please, Daddy. When you say what happened when we made the counter offer, this is why, again, Leonard, you've got to be careful with your words. Because you called your sister Donkey of the Day, but you didn't do your research.
Right. You're gonna have me up here. You should have known what the parameters were. You should have known what happened after, as far as whether there was a counter offer or not. He doesn't. He doesn't, and that's what she's saying. Like, you up here, you ready to give me Donkey of the Day, but you haven't done your fucking work. You're asking me questions that you should already know the answer to.
And you pulled that poison out into our community without fully doing your research. And now as we sit here, you have to almost backtrack your words.
I'm not backtracking
Well, when you
anything.
ask,
Arrogance. I'm not backtracking anything. You see? Like, I still believe it. I still don't support you. That's what my ears hear. I'm not backtracking anything. And she's sitting right there in his face now. I'm not backtracking anything. You see? Wow.
it's a question, did you counteroffer? We put all of it out there. We put the information out there. So you were so ready to do good radio that you didn't do your homework. And when you have a conversation, you know a brother named Gerald Kelly?
Absolutely.
Would you consider him your friend?
Absolutely.
See, I was on the road with Gerald Kelly 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you called me.
And he
That's why you're
said,
here.
Monique, I talked to Charlamagne. And he said, man, you know I love Monique. I wasn't doing nothing but making radio.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I
then,
definitely didn't tell him that.
You have
I
to
did
have
say
a
I love Monique,
conversation
though.
with
Yeah.
Gerald Kelly. Because, again, when you say, did you counteroffer? See, we did, and they said there was no negotiations. You take it or leave it. But
Well,
have you done your
we didn't actually counteroffer. What they said in the midst of our conversation, you giving us something to chew on, we're going to come back and reflect on it. And we said, and I came back, they said that we are based upon our, they said they take it.
I'm not fighting
You don't have to fight.
I'm still trying to get you and Brother Sidney to...
Come on. Damn, why is this doing this?
Bank on our brothers and sisters like Charlamagne that will say,
Wait.
Why is it that Netflix won't have a conversation with people?
Now, that's very important, because after Sidney explains it, you know, about the counteroffer and the, you know, blah, 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 blah. And he's saying, why is it that they won't have a conversation? Because, you know, that Netflix has said they don't discuss the negotiations and they don't do it, and it's all lies and I'm over it. All right. He says, why won't they have a conversation? And then Monique says,
because they can bank on people like Charlamagne. They can bank on our brothers and sisters like Charlamagne that will say, we'll fight them for you.
Right. You see? We're the only fucking people that do that shit. No allegiance, no loyalty. That makes me so fucking sick. No allegiance, no loyalty. Goes back to, if it's not happening to your black ass, you don't give a fuck. If it ain't something in it for you, you don't give a fuck. Wow. Wow.
You don't have to fight.
I'm still trying to get you and Brother Sidney to justify why you think you deserve $13 million. Was there a bidding war between platforms?
Well, when you say,
I want to know something.
When you say,
if I was her, the only thing I wish she would have said is, will you tell me why I'm not worth it? Not using Netflix pablum vomit. I want you to tell me out of your own heart, with your own words, why you, little fucking small dick ass troll, think I'm not worth it. You tell me why. You tell me. You tell me. See, you take away the wall that people try to hide behind. Tell me what you think. What you think.
Justify. I'm going to put my resume on the table. That's all I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to put it on the table. When you say justify it, I'm going to lay it out on the table for you to look at it. So I don't have to justify it. You can see it.
Do you do the numbers and ticket sales that Chris Rock does, that Dave Chappelle does, that Amy Schumer does?
If given the opportunities, why don't you answer the question? See, if given those opportunities, you're answering the question for yourself. We're not given the same opportunities, brother. But if you do your homework,
why can't you and Sidney go out and book arena tours?
He's just trying to be aggravating now, which is also why I wish Sidney was in there to just fucking take a baseball bat to his fucking head. He's being patronizing, and he's just trying to aggravate now. Why can't y'all just go out and book why don't y'all just go do so-and-so, so-and-so? Again, it's that whole, why can't you just book a shuttle to the moon? Why can't you just fucking take a dinosaur to fucking Eden or something? You know, it's that same thing. I pray for bad things to happen to this motherfucker, and I want it fucking posted on TMZ. I want to see bad things happen. I need tragic, devastating things to happen to this little fuck. And when it does, I will be on a video live stream celebrating.
Do they go out and book their tours, or do promoters book them? See, what we're going to do right now is, and what I'm not going to do with you, now you want to play a tit for tat. And what you're saying is, a black woman's resume don't matter.
I'm not saying that. You're saying
have to be saying
you're trying to weaponize things like black woman and racism
why would they
and gender bias.
Wanda Sykes $250?
Listen to the word he used. You're trying to weaponize. He got that from a white devil. He's been in the room with white devils. He don't speak like that, y'all. You can look at him and know that's not his word. You can look at him and know that's not his word. You keep trying to weaponize, he said. That's straight out of the fucking mouth of a white devil. Are you kidding me? That's White Devil 101. I told y'all I'm fluent in goddamn it, White Devil. I'm fluent. Goddamn it, I taught a class. Hear this now. weaponize.
Now is, and what I'm not going to do with you, now you want to play a tit for tat. And what you're saying is a black woman's resume don't matter.
I'm not saying that.
You
saying
have to be saying
you're trying to weaponize things like black woman and racism
why would they
and gender
offer
bias.
Wanda Sykes $250,000 and she's considered one of...
And this is somebody who doesn't understand women at all. At fucking all. He's a pig. Do you understand? A pig. And I only use the pig because I can't think of anything lower. He's lower than a pig. He's not qualified to sit and have any conversation with any woman about any issue that affects women at fucking all.
One of the best.
Well, that was years ago, and they said they would never do that now.
Okay.
And I literally heard this like a few weeks ago.
You're not going to
Well,
answer that for a
here's the
second?
thing.
I would love to just ask a
Whatever it
question and
was.
circle back to something Sydney said earlier that you
Please.
guys discussed, please.
Here comes the sniper.
So you did talk about the situation with Lee Daniels.
Yes.
And you talked about people saying that, now we've read some things also because you're here in our
Yes.
presence. So I would love for you to speak on this. So there are people that say that you didn't treat people well.
Yes.
And that they've had issues working with you and that you're difficult.
Yes.
So let's address some of that because Roland Martin brought it up when you guys spoke on Twitter.
Yes.
And he talked about the Ebony magazine cover shoot that you did with Chris Rock and Steve Harvey.
Yes.
And he said that it was a nightmare because of you. What happened at that shoot?
Well, what happened at that shoot was a check was thrown at one of our assistants. And you don't throw anything at anyone. And I had a problem with that. See, they won't fill you in on all that happened. So you had to let that person know that's not how you do business, and that's unacceptable. So I have no problem speaking on it. When they said I mistreated people on Almost Christmas, well, we have 20 interviews because we knew that they would say something like that. With the people that worked in the background professionals, the lighting guys, the camera guys, where they all said our experience with Monique was stellar. What happens is you hear the bullies speak out, but then the bullies run. Because when those videos did come out, did Roland Martin come back? When the videos did come out, just with the 3 little videos, you heard nothing else, did you?
Well, I think, okay,
See?
let's backtrack a little bit.
Now let's
because-
backtrack because again, she's trying desperately her little fake coon ass to remain in a neutral position. Monique has given her truth and boxed her in. Well, let's just switch gears. Let's just go to something else because I definitely can't answer that because my fucking check from Massa could be on the fucking line. Listen, if you somebody out there, you don't have any fucking principle or conviction, you can't be counted on to give a solid answer and a position on some shit, take your ass the fuck away from me and die, bitch. Go and learn. Do you understand? You are a poison and a pariah to every fucking body on the goddamn earth as it relates to African people across the fucking diaspora. And I hate you. From the deepest part of my soul, I tell you I hate you. I hate you. I'm over it. Wow.
With Will Packer.
Let's just go to something else. Oh my God. Oh my God. God knows where you're supposed to be though. Because Lord knows if I was standing in that room right now, there's nothing that would keep me back from taking that fucking ponytail on her head and yanking her ass the fuck back. And I wouldn't stop yanking until she had a fucking crook in her neck.
Yes.
And
Okay,
at least
so
a spine injury.
Will Packer and Roland Martin and, you know, a lot of people have spoken out that have dealt with you personally and
Yes.
said these things. But I haven't really heard anybody say anything negative about Will Packer, about working with Lee Daniels. And
She
I
ready
haven't
for
heard
him.
them say anything negative about some of the people that they've worked with. So why is it
I can answer that. That's a great question. You know the guy Harvey Weinstein?
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to do that for how many years?
Decades.
And why do you think that was?
Well, they were working with a lot of people who felt like their career would be in jeopardy if
So,
they spoke out.
Do you think this is a unique situation? Do you think that people are fearful to speak out when they're mistreated?
There's a difference between mistreatment and sexual assault.
Look, you see, that's a yes or no answer. That's a yes or no answer. And allegedly, you're not a white bitch, so you should have that answer on the tip of your tongue at all times. Hesitation is betrayal, everybody. You were slow to act. That's an egregious offense, punishable by death.
So,
Shit.
Come on, we can't
Look,
put out.
watch.
It's a unique situation. Do you think that
Do you
people
think?
are fearful to speak out
Watch.
when they're mistreated?
Look,
you see? And then the fucking gnome comes back in. I cannot believe this fucking phone's ringing again. I'm over it. Not answering it. Moving on. Then he's going to be the arbiter of what's mistreatment and what's not. This is why we have to wish bad and pray for bad things to happen to him, everybody. Because listen, it's kind of like, I'll give you an example. Maybe this will help you understand my anger and my fury. You ride in a car with somebody. They're cutting lanes without signaling. They're driving way too fast. They're tailgating. They're rushing up on people. You are fearing for your life. That person has to be in a very tragic car accident that they survive. They must survive. But we need them to be in that accident, because then and only then will they stop that shit. Then and only then will they finally stop it. My brother, who's not the next sibling, but he's the next boy, his ass was a major tailgater and speeder. And how many times did I get on him about it? And oh my God, there he was one day on his way to work. This is years ago, in Maryland. And he's going to try and make the light. Well, the person in front of him wasn't trying to make the light. And there was a collision. And he was at fucking fault. And what did I have to say about it? That's what you get. Because that's the hard truth. What am I going to say? Oh, I'm so sorry this happened. It's such a tragedy. Fuck that. I'm glad it happened. That's what you get. That's what you get. You seal your fate with the choices you make. You reap what you sow. You understand? You make the bed. God damn it, you lie in that bitch. I'm over it. Let's go on.
Come on, we can't put out false equivalencies about people. I understand what you're trying to say.
Well, wait a minute, Charlamagne.
And then the sarcasm. We can't put out false equivalencies about people. I see what you're trying to say. That's supposed to have been shade. I'm not going to be doing any more on these people anymore, everybody. This is it, as far as this crew that's in there with Monique. Because I can't stand them. I hate them with everything I've got. With everything. And I like the Breakfast Club for the fact that they have people on there that I am a lot of times interested in, or I need to know more about, or, you know, people I think I might hate, but maybe I see an interview and maybe I won't hate them or something like that. So it's going to be very, very difficult for me to even watch them after this, if I decide to watch them. But as of today, I'm over the Breakfast Club completely. Because they represent to me yet another example of what's standard amongst our people. Spineless ass people with no backbone, who will always turn and devour their own before they're willing to fucking say anything to this white devil. And you make me sick. You make me sick.
Fearful to speak out when they're mistreated?
Hesitation, a hesitant bitch.
Like, come on, we can't put out false equivalencies about people. I understand.
Notice the look. Notice the cahoots look. Notice the cahoots look. You're probably gonna miss it, everybody. I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna move the cursor so that it's clear. I want you to watch his eyes dart over at the cricket bitch. Watch.
There's been mistreatment and sexual assault.
Watch.
Like, come on, we can't put out false equivalencies about people. I understand what you're trying to say.
Well, wait a minute, Charlamagne.
But there's a difference between mistreatment and sexual.
Wait, let's go back because you missed it.
Levels to mistreatment.
Wait a minute, Charlamagne.
Let me go back
about
far
working
enough.
with Lee Daniels, and
Wait
I
now.
haven't heard them say anything negative about.
Watch Charlamagne's eyes.
So why is it?
I can answer that. That's a great question. You know the guy.
I'm sorry,
Harvey Weinstein?
Leonard's eyes.
And he was able to do that for how many years?
Decades.
And why do you think that was?
Well, they were working with a lot of people who felt like their career would be in jeopardy if they spoke out.
Do you think this is a
She
unique
answers the question
situation?
almost
Do you
like
think
she's in
people are
trouble.
fearful to
You see, Not, I agree with you. There's a certain tone that would be there. Listen to that again. Doesn't she answer it like, you know, like when your parents say, and why are you getting a whooping? Because you wanted me to go and clean my room and I didn't. It's that same fucking thing, everybody. Now, I don't make shit up. Listen to this. Watch. Hear this now. Hear this.
Who felt like their career would be in jeopardy.
Wait, you got to hear Monique's question with it, because then it really has the full, it makes the full point.
I can answer that. That's a great question. You know the guy Harvey Weinstein? Mm-hmm. And he was able to do that for how many years?
Decades.
And why do you think that was?
Well, they were working with a lot of people who felt like their career would be in jeopardy.
So, see, it sounded just like that. Now tell me why I'm about to beat your ass with this belt. You see, it was right up there with that. Or the unsure student in class when the teacher says, and who knows who these people were that sailed in 1492? Well, they were white devils that came here because they wanted to kill off all the Indians and finally have a land since they crawled out of the cave as fucking animals and beasts and fucking, we don't know what the fuck they were. God damn it, I'm over it. Let's move on.
Do you think this is a unique situation? Do you think that people are fearful to speak out when they're mistreated?
It's a difference between mistreatment and sexual assault.
See? And it's the same as with a child. Then you say, well, do you think that I'm right for wanting to beat your ass with this belt right now? Because did you know it was wrong for you to take your little pissy ass in there and get the ice cream? Silence. Because then they have to take responsibility and ownership. So that's why the little cricket bitch was silent right there. And it was a very straightforward question. But she's so invested in it personally that she can just give the answer just based on its merit. Then the fucking cross-dresser comes in. All right. Oh, I got a few more titles for his ass. We're not done with him yet. We're not done with insulting him. All right. That's a requisite for this video. Insult his bitch ass throughout. All right. But watch his eyes, though, everybody. Watch very. Watch.
Like, come on, we can't put out false equivalencies
right there.
About people. I understand.
It was very quick.
Well, wait a minute, Charlamagne.
But there's a difference between mistreatment and sexual.
Let me say this to you.
Like, it's levels to mistreatment.
Yeah.
You're at.
There's levels to mistreatment. Again, this is in the context and the climate of #MeToo. And according to their master, every single act against a woman is assault. As it should be. But that would be another video, because as I told you, in Islam, you don't even shake the hand of a woman who you're not related to. You don't even shake her hand. This is how sacred the woman is. And you get one look at her and you lower your eyes. You don't undress her with your eyes and all that bullshit. You see? So I agree with that. No, you don't even approach a woman without her permission. Period. But that's not the vein that he's talking about it in. Well, everything's not assault. There's different levels of assault. And just all right. Well, let's do this. I'll hit you upside the head with a baseball bat, and then I will fucking stick a broom handle up your ass. You'll tell me which are they the same? Are they different? No, they're different. But they're different. You just said they're different. There's different levels of assault. You just said it. Huh?
Absolutely right.
And then you saw her king come in and say, "Wait a minute, Charlamagne. You see." Like, don't make me have to come down there and tap that ass in person. Hear this.
Wait a minute, Charlamagne.
Wait a minute, Charlamagne. Mistreatment and sexual.
Let me say this to you.
Like, it's levels to mistreatment.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
But mistreatment is mistreatment. And
Notice their style, their rhythm. They always give you a compliment. Thank you for the question and tell you how brilliant you were to ask it. That does two things. It puts them back on their heels, confuses their next attack, but gives you more time to speak. You see? Oh, it's brilliant communication. Brilliant. 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 Wait a minute, Charlamagne. And you're absolutely right. You see? Oh, it's brilliant.
It's mistreatment and sexual assault, Monique. Like, come on, we can't put out false equivalencies about people. I understand what you're trying to say.
Well, wait a minute, Charlamagne.
But there's a difference between mistreatment and sexual.
What they really want to say is you're playing the race card, Monique.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
But mistreatment is mistreatment. And
Yeah, but I don't like you can't paint Will in the same with the same brush as
let me
Harvey
say this,
Weinstein.
because
wait a minute.
we're really
I'm sorry.
not at odds here. It's just based upon...
He's going to stand up for Will because I watched a few interviews of Will Packer because I just got sick of hearing his name. So I was like, let me see who the fuck this dude is. Do I even know him? And Will Packard is very suspect. All right, can we just say that? All right, I see it. I see it. I see it. Damn it, I see it. Damn it. Do you understand me? And there's a lot of arrogance going on with Will Packard and all of it. There he was in his palatial little fucking whatever chateau, and there was a white devil interviewing him and all of it. And he was telling the history of how he got started and all of it. So again, the Jedi does his work. You know what I mean? I have to go and find out what the fuck I'm dealing with and who I'm dealing with on anything. You know, go and see. It's that easy. Just go and see. Go see. Don't come and ask me if it's raining outside. Take your bitch ass outside and see if it's raining. I don't know.
On the information that you have, you feel comfortable with it because this is the world we live in. If you keep hearing it, it seems as if it's true. Ask David Talbert, who was the director of Almost Christmas, if Monique had to stop because Will Packer was given directions over the direct. Now, to show you how fairly that Monique played that discussion. Now, the gentleman, she had walked into Monique. Typically, the people who she tells Lee, fly, how are you going to set of precious? And she said, I can't allow that to happen.
We don't need
when white men are able to say, hey guys, she's right. How does the black community not see it?
Listen, we know all of these issues.
See, now that was a direct question. How's the black community can't see it? Listen, we know all these issues deflected. Because that's right on your black stained ass. And I wish Monique had turned to him and said, how is it that you, Leonard, can't accept it? What issue are you having? You personally. Don't give me white devil speak. What issue are you having? So Sydney just asked why we don't understand why the black community is having such an issue with it. And we understand all that. We understand now he's deflecting.
Put you on all of that. I want to know about
all of
this,
that.
Though. Have you received other offers from other streaming services? Or other places, period?
Let me say this.
Because doesn't that help with negotiations when you can
because of that black ball being put over my head?
Mm-hmm.
Because
again, she's ready. Because of that black ball being put over my head.
Label being put over my head. And how difficult and demanding I am and how difficult my husband is. The offers that come in from Netflix, they can come in low like that because they know you've been blackballed.
And they can come in lower now, even still, from Netflix and Netflix's mama, because they realize they're not going to receive no fucking backlash of any significance from your black ass. This is why this is also dangerous. That's how they can always disrespect us, because they can always depend on one of y'all sellout Christian black asses to throw the rest of us under the bus and to carry the water for this white devil. And everybody in that room is carrying the water for the white devil. As they did over at Sana G and the bullshit. This is why. We don't have to give Monique anything. She's been blacklisted by the little faggot ass Lee Daniels, and her people don't stand with her. You leave your people out on a raft all fucking day. Before that other fucking channel got shut down, I had over 4 million fucking views on that channel. 4 million people I've exposed my ass to. 4 million. Let that number sink in. Over 4 million people saw and heard me. And I had just over 17,000 subscribers. And another 3,000 on this channel. And I couldn't get 20 fucking people. For a year and a half, I preached, step forward, join the Black Independence Liberation League. Join me. Let's stop bitching about what's happening to us. Let's get up and do something about it. Let's claim our own destiny. Couldn't get 20, couldn't get 10, bitch. Couldn't get it. And when it would only cost you a savings of $8 to stand with your sister in boycotting Netflix, you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. But when I started to raise money for the Black Independence Liberation League, and I said, I'm asking for $5, but if you can't give 5, everybody's got 4 quarters. Give $1. I literally had people asking me, after I'd put out a video explaining everything that's going to happen, as much as I could, because I'm not going to give out the whole fucking plan to this white devil. But I'd already made my intentions known. And you've been watching me for 2 years at that point. If you don't know the Jedi by now, you don't know me, and you should click the fuck away from me and don't ever listen to me again. But I had people typing to me like they wanted an accountability of their 50 cents or their $1. Fuck you. Last thing I'll say, I remind you that the bus boycott of the 1950s, they did that with a flyer, everybody. They didn't have Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and the bullshit. You see? And that was supposed to have been a one-day event. It went for 13 months. Over a year. And the bus company went out of business nearly. Hanging on by a thread. Quick, put the niggers on the bus, let them sit where they want, we need the revenue. Quick, do it. And they had to walk everywhere they went and try and get a ride. And you, your bitch ass, with a mouse click, can boycott Netflix. She wasn't saying go out in the streets and march against Netflix and show up at their headquarters and all. No. With a mouse click. And for y'all on these tablets and bullshit, it would have been a finger click. You could have boycotted Netflix. And you wouldn't do it. So you deserve whatever the fuck you get in this society, and whatever the fuck this white devil is cooking up for your black ass now, and whatever you will suffer in the future, until you can get it into your thick fucking head that you're gonna have to do something other than the shit you've been doing up till now. If you want something you never had before in life, you got to do shit you never did before. There is no other formula, and there are no miracles coming. Let us go on.
You know what the word is about you.
Mm-hmm.
So we assume that you're suffering. And we can offer you whatever we want to offer you. So the offers have come in even lower than that.
You had a Netflix special beforehand, though, right?
Well, I didn't have a Netflix special. What happened was...
They took the one and put it on there.
Exactly. I didn't make any deal with Netflix. So those shows just happened to be on there, and they've been on there for a long time. So someone would say, if this woman's not bringing in any views, why would we hold on to the content? They've been on there for a minute. So as I
said...
Are they getting the views? Well, I'm assuming so. We don't get a report on that. Mm-hmm. But as I sit here again, and I sit between my sister, who I know you deal with inequality, Angela. I know it. You in the same business I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like she's too fucking... Fuck her, dude. Hope the bitch falls down a flight of stairs. She couldn't even, like... I can't, dude. I can't.
But you'll look at me and you'll say, well, I need you to explain to me. They said you was a problem here and a problem there. We all know when you don't allow bullies to take place and when you don't allow yourself to get bullied, don't you get labeled?
Yes.
It killed her dead to give that yes. I think I almost saw her faint right there. She went gray for a minute. Yes.
But can I just, for full disclosure,
please,
there are definitely people that I know that have worked with you on the Ebony shoot.
Yes.
And I've heard things, well, they've told me personally, people that were in the room.
Say their names. And if not, like I told Lenore before, keep it on the playground.
I love that. Tell me who they are, who said it. But I wish she had gone after she said, I wish she had said, then tell me what you said to them. What did you say about me when they were saying this to you? What did you say, pixie bitch? What did you say?
Well, okay, so I saw on Alfred Edmond Jr., who's the editor-in-chief of Black Enterprise magazine.
Yes.
I saw that Amy Dubois Burnett, who was the editor-in-chief of Ebony at the time of that shoot, who was very excited to have you on the shoot, she left a comment because he posted something about you and the numbers and about your work and how you are the most decorated comedian and black women comedian. And she commented it was a nightmare.
Look, they even put up the statement and everything.
I never want to go through something like that.
This is their video.
That comment is still on his page now.
I would love to sit down and talk with that sister face to face so she can tell me about the nightmare.
So she can tell me about the nightmare.
See, they won't fill in. We were being arrogant. And we wanted to treat that woman as if we were doing her a favor.
See, her own people. And I believe her. I believe her. Listen, I was at the premiere of Harlem Nights. And I met some of everybody that day. I met Denzel Washington. I met Marla Gibbs, who was intensely funny. I met Garrett Morrison. I met Forrest Whitaker. I met Danny Glover. I met Kiki Shepard. I met Bill Duke, the director. I met Jaimin Hunsu long before he had done Amistad. I met T.K. Carter. I met Wesley Snipes. I met Robin Givens, who actually signed an autograph on my back, and her mother. I met, oh my God, I can't remember who all I fucking met that day. But what I can tell you is I saw how, now it's me. I'm there. And I wasn't even supposed to be at this premiere, because a friend of mine, who's an actor, a stage actor, was having a rehearsal behind the theater where this premiere was going on. And I show up and I see limousines and I see the paparazzi and and I, you know. And so I'm just trying to find Chris. So I go up, up the fucking, you know, where you go in, like it's the red carpet. And they're taking pictures of me and who are you, you know, and I just went on in, and I was like, what is this? There were some ladies at a table, and there, you know, the lobby is filled with all these people that I don't know are there yet because I haven't met anybody and haven't really seen anybody. I think I may have glimpsed Danny Glover at that point, but I can't remember. Anyways, and they're like, this is the premiere for Harlem Nights. I think it's Harlem Nights, yeah. Or Raging Harlem. Harlem Nights. I get them mixed up. Anyway, so I go, well, shit. Because why I was there is because Chris was giving me and my then fiance at the time tickets for opening night to their play. So I went around there to get the tickets for him. I go, there's a premiere going on, like right around the corner. Like I'm going to the premiere. I'm going, you know. And so alas, I did. I went back around there and went right on in, like as if, because I tell you guys you just have to know my life and you have to be around me. But anyway, so nobody would question. I mean, I looked famous and I just, you know, my whole demeanor, everything was just like, he must belong, you know. And there I was, you know, and everybody's milling around in the lobby and, you know, glad handing and all this. And what I observed was how standoffish everybody was to each other. You know, everybody was in their own little universe of arrogance and self-importance and shit. You know, I will say that Danny Glover was very kind. And when I looked back on it, he looked like he was disgusted. And I didn't understand it at the time. But that was the reason why, probably. Because he was, knowing what I know about Danny Glover now, I could see where that atmosphere would have disturbed him. You know, Forrest Whitaker, I met him and his son. He was he's very gentle and quiet, almost shy. soft-spoken, and but very kind. Kiki Shepard was a light. Bill Duke who's very physically intimidating because he's very tall. You just feel like he's the king of the village when you meet him. Like, you should bow or something. You just think that, like, Bill Duke, should I bow? Do I curtsy? What can get you something? Yeah, I don't know. Marlon Gibbs was full of life. Wesley Snipes was fake and pretentious, although he was conversational and kind to me. And his grill was fucked up at the time too, so I was surprised when I saw him later. I'm like, his grill didn't look like that when I seen him. Like, and he'd already done New Jack City at that point. But anyway, so I was like, how wasn't his grill fucked up? Like, what was that? I didn't, Blair Underwood, who actually signed an autograph for my fiance, came with a white bitch. I'm over it. And he was pretentious, and what struck me was this was all black people. There was a few white people milling around, but this was a black premiere, and it just seemed like people were acting like strangers. Because my experience with my people is that it don't matter what you do or where you're from. We still African folks. I can be anywhere. How many times have I... Listen, I'll say this and we'll go on, you guys, because I didn't want to get long, but damn it. Anyway, I could just be someplace, and I was in Rite Aid one day, and a brother came, he was in front of me, and he had on socks with his sandals. I'd have never seen him in my life, but he's a brother. And I tapped him, I said, now we can't let you get out the house with them and not say shit about them damn socks with them sandals. And we both buckled over laughing. It was because come on now, that's got to be talked about. So like that. So it's a certain rhythm that we just supposed to just have. And when we don't, that means somebody is fucked up. And that's what I saw in that room. A lot of very self-appointed people, very, And Robin Gibbons was just coming off her scandal with Mike Tyson, and I actually hated her until I saw her, and her beauty was just devastating to me. And she was very kind, and she was like, I didn't know it at the time, but she was the one that was holding everything up. Like, she was one of the people that were waiting for her to arrive, and because like you just heard this commotion when you look down because it was a long foyer from that you walk in, like it was a long, a theater, but it's a long foyer, like a tunnel, like almost, but wide. And you just heard this commotion, Robin over here, Robin, and you turn around, it was her. And she looked amazing. And I'm one of the people, I just stand my ground. She was coming right towards me. I didn't care. So when I was like, Robin, I was like, how you doing? I introduced myself. I was like, can I please get your autograph? She was like, oh yeah. And then we got one of the programs off the table that was right there. And she had some little sissy dude with her that was, I guess, her assistant and her mother. And she goes, turn around. And I turned around. She signed her autograph on the thing on my back. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was great to be in the room with all these people. But the observation I thought about that when she just said how she was on this Ebony shoot and they were all being arrogant as if they were doing her a favor to have her, like they were doing her some sort of a favor to allow her to be there. And I know how black fake ass Christian folks can be that way. That's it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make up everything in this country. You do. You do. Because how many jobs have you been on, or how many corporations or see some shit where they even have a fake Muslim Nation of Islam dude up in there, and those people aren't even fucking Muslims. You see? But they know they have a guarantee with the black Christian. They got it. They made it so when they gave you that in 1821. So you're the ones that are being highlighted on the front of black enterprise, and you're the ones who own franchises of McDonald's, and you're the head of Coca-Cola and all the bullshit, and you're not doing a fucking thing for your people. And every single one of you makes up every fucking NBA team, every NFL team, all the shit. You see what I'm saying? Tiger Woods is one of you. You see what I'm saying? You keep going down the list. The African people that represent any people in places of power in this country are non-Muslim people, period. From Oprah to Shonda Rhimes to Ava DuVernay, anybody the fuck you gonna name. Tyler Perry, Gayle fucking King, anybody. It's all of y'all asses. And you need to start seeing a pattern with this. You need to start seeing a pattern. You need to start seeing a pattern. It's your people that are sitting up in this room with Monique right now. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. You always got a black slave that will carry the water for Massa. And they're always a black Christian. Let us go on.
By putting her on the cover. As my husband told me years ago, we don't disrespect anyone, but we over-respect no one. And I want you to look at me. Mm-hmm. I'm a big, fat black woman.
You're not fat. Stop it.
Real talk. What big, fat black woman has to stands up and says, this is not fair? Because what the feeling is with some of our sisters and brothers.
Angela's sitting there
Monique,
in silence.
You should be grateful you just got invited to the party.
She's not testifying. She ain't saying shit.
So for anyone that says they ever had a problem with me, bring them to the table. Bring them to the table and let's have a conversation. But what you'll find is, we'll speak about this woman when she can't see us. We'll make comments. But we're the type of people that say, let's have a conversation. And when you find out that they're wrong, will you then speak up loudly for me as you speak up for them?
I absolutely would. But Sister Monique and Brother,
then they say absolutely. It should have been, no, we already believe you, Monique. We believe you. You see what I'm saying? Even if they don't, which is still a problem. But even if they don't, absolutely. So that confirms we believe them. We're inclined to believe all the shit we've heard about you. You're sitting here in front of us and we don't believe you. That's what that whole exchange says to me. That's what that whole exchange says to me. And it confirmed their entire posture, or what I assumed their posture was from the moment she walked in that room. They just verified it with absolutely. Absolutely. That means, yeah, we're on that other side. Because where was the protest? No, we're already on your side. No, I would speak up for you now. I'm saying like, woo, no, we're not getting any of that. The pixie can't even answer a fucking question without her fucking heart going into her throat. I'm over it.
Don't ask you a question.
I have no problem with that.
Forget all the attitudes and all that, because I never brought that into the picture, or how people feel about you or whatever. Let's just talk numbers. If you put your numbers up against the Amy Schumers, the Chris Rocks, the Dave Chappelle's, and I'm talking about selling out arenas all over the world, how can you justify getting a huge payday like that? Y'all aren't doing
third time he's asked that.
Y'all aren't selling out arenas. Y'all not giving it simple.
Again, he doesn't get it. He keeps going back to this arena bullshit. You're forgetting every fucking thing she's done for the last 30 years. You want an arena. Wow. It's ironic because in the music industry right now, do you realize you have very few artists that sell out stadiums? Michael Jackson is the one that did that first. Arenas. Soccer stadiums. He sold out Wembley Arena alone 7 months in advance for 4 nights. One individual had never done that. People sell out Wembley Arena all the time when there's 80,000 people that are going to be performing. But one dude, never had been done. And he sold it out 4 nights in a row, 7 months in advance. Michael Joseph Jackson. The most famous human being ever to walk on this planet. And the greatest entertainer the world has ever witnessed. But they want to throw stadiums at her. Cardi B is not selling out stadiums. Do you understand? Kanye West is not selling out stadiums by himself. You could keep going. Beyonce sells out a stadium. She's Beyonce. But he keeps going back to the stadium bullshit. Totally disrespecting and discounting 30 years of the shit she's done. And current. She even gave him statistics from 2017. So we don't have to go back, well, look what I did 10 years ago. She's like, no, bitch, you see what I did in 2017, though. But 2017, I did shit. And he still wants to go to stadium bullshit. I'd love for him to lose his job over some amazing scandal overnight and try and get another job in radio, and he can't. And then 20 years down the road, they go, well, what have you done recently? We'd love to hire you because we know you did the Breakfast Club 20 years ago, but you hadn't done anything lately, and you certainly haven't sold out a stadium, so we don't have a position for you. That would be ultimate poetic justice. Oh, my God.
Let me say this. When you say you're not selling out arenas, if they approach us and say you're not selling out arenas,
what's going on?
I don't think Amy's...
And you see, you read the reviews to the net.
This is the part, Daddy, and we got to wrap up the show.
But Amy
this,
did... I don't think she's funny. You don't got to tell me on that. You don't got to, Amy got me blocked on Twitter because I don't think she's funny. You don't got to tell me on that.
This is the part, Daddy, and we got to wrap up the show.
Wait. He said twice now that Amy's not funny. That could have been your point of unity with your sister. Well, just on that, like, I don't even think she's funny. I think you're funnier than her. Just based on that, I think you should get the $13 million. You're willing to say twice that Amy's not funny, but you've not said she wasn't deserving of the money. Sell out as black people. Sell out. You also make up all the fucking black Republicans. Can I add that? You are the Omarosa. Huh? There she was with the fucking Jesus piece around her neck. And somebody sent me a link. I think it was Marcus. I can't remember. Somebody sent me a link. This bitch up there singing some gospel song with fucking see-through shit on, her ass cheeks hanging out, and she had a fucking cross on. And then just yesterday, on Friday, Tiny, T.I.'s woman, and their daughter was on the reel. Fuck her. And her daughter is already a fake, one of them fake black bitches with that fake bullshit, a bunch of fur, fake eyes, fake hair, fake bullshit, way too high heels and boots and shit. It made me sick. She's up there gyrating and her mother is sitting right there. And all of it. And she had a fucking cross around her neck. Don't tell me shit. Don't approach.
But Amy did sell out 50 arenas around the world, including MSG a few times. She had an HBO special that did great, and this was all in 2017.
Here's what Brother Leonard is saying.
And that was all in 2016, and Monique just gave you stats that she did in 2017, dumb bitch.
Numbers fall. Let this year another show comes and they become number one and not the Breakfast Club. And then let a host come in here that's been doing it for maybe 5 years less than you. And then they get paid 26 times more than you. Then you come back and have a conversation with us. Because, right, that's all. Because what happens is when you sit here and you say, make it make sense, well, we don't have to. Because again,
you do have to make it make sense, especially if you're calling on people to
see. Oh, you do have to make it make sense, especially if you call on people to boycott Netflix. If you trying to get me not to give my little lousy fucking $8 that I could be saving to massa, you have to justify that to me. Because I'm so eager to give my $8 to massa. It just gets more sickening as we go along, everybody. It just makes me sick. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. Wow. It's gonna end on a good note, though. I love when she left. We'll get to that.
Because we're saying, here's the resumes, guys. Here it is right here.
In conjunction with that, the only thing we're saying is, if hypothetically speaking it wasn't $13 million, Charlamagne, what we're saying is, how come there's not, they're saying to the Amy Schumer, this is what I'm saying to you though, Charlamagne. What happens is, how many players are in the league that are still do you understand what I'm saying?
So if the deal didn't include the 2 years and didn't have that, you couldn't.
That's going to castrate you out of 3/4 of your income.
At that point, Sydney was breaking down that in addition to the $500,000 they were trying to give her, they also wanted her to take 2 or 4 years, something like that, where she wouldn't be able to tell those jokes anyplace else and do anything because they wanted that content to be exclusive to Netflix, etc., etc. And he was just breaking down that, like, you're going to give her less than she could make on the road.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
So if the deal didn't include the 2 years and didn't have that, you couldn't tell jokes.
Then the pixie comes up again. They still trying to make an excuse for Massa, trying to make it work for Massa some kind of way. So then if they weren't going to, if they didn't add that 2 years that you couldn't do anything, then could you have taken the deals what the pixie is fucking saying it needs to be snatched back by a fucking pack of sisters?
If I would have taken a deal for $500,000, Angela, what position would that have put the babies that's coming after me?
No, the deal is foul. The deal is absolutely positively foul. Nobody says the deal is right, but, you know...
Okay, whoa. The deal is foul. Then why didn't you start with that 40 minutes ago? The deal is foul. Nobody's saying the deal is not foul. I ain't heard nobody in that room say the deal was foul until right now, when Yellow Ass says it. Who cheated on his wife, by the way. Wow.
And Sydney, you're a businessman. Monique, you're a businesswoman, right? The deal is foul. I mean, let's be clear.
And that's why you counter offer.
But based on everything that they're hearing and based on what they know Monique's reputation as far as what people are rumored to say, right?
I don't even know if that matters.
Yeah, it does matter. They know that other networks are not necessarily...
Wait, you heard the little fucking gnome say, I don't know if that mattered. Well, that's the only fucking thing that y'all been talking about since you've been up there. I don't know if that mattered. I can't, dude. I can't. You know, it's a sad day when you have no refuge, you know? It's like you're running from rain and you see trees and you go, if I get to those trees, and they're palm trees at that with big leaves, and you go, if I just get to those palm trees, I'll be out this rain. And you get there and the water's coming through the palm trees, it's coming through the leaves. You're like, I thought the fucking palm trees were supposed to hold back the rain. Damn. So it's like that. When you can't rely on your people to be in your corner when it matters the most, you're just over your people. You're over. You're over. So let me put this out there right now. Anything Monique decides to do from here on out, if she decides to sell out the black community completely, I fucking support her. Period. Let's go on.
Right?
I don't even know if that matters.
It does matter. They know that other networks are not necessarily giving her the money, giving her less. They know what it is. So why would I give, as a business person, her an obscene number when I know she can't get it anywhere else? It's foul, but it's business.
But you know
what happens is, we're not saying that
kind of
you have
bullying business.
You're right.
So
what we're saying is,
you heard what Envy just said? That's unique to the Christian. I know it's foul, but it's business. To the Muslim, what is right is always first over law and business. Period. This is why you need Muslims running shit and beginning to represent us as a people, because you don't know how, and you've had many decades and generations to show that. You are the least reliable and the most dangerous to us. I know it's foul, but it's business. And what does the white devil tell you? The law is dispassionate. They'll tell you that in the court of law every day. You hear that. The law is dispassionate. That means the law is not about righteousness. You see? If the pursuit is righteousness, then business accommodates that, not the other way around.
I'm sorry, Daddy. If you're saying you're right, see, that's what we're trying to get to. If you're saying, Monique, it is foul, and you are right. So if we know it's right and we know it's foul, then what do? We do it on our own. That's just like talking to Steve Harvey. And Brother Steve Harvey says, Mo, I know you're right. And I know you're not lying. But could you have done it another way?
No, you don't have to
what's
do it
the
another
suggestion?
way.
What's the other
I
way?
don't want you to do it any other way.
We do do it on our own, but we still got to speak up. See, we still have to speak up. Like you say, Angela, well, just go somewhere else. Do you know how long we've been going somewhere else?
Mm-hmm. But here's the thing, and we have to. We have to. And that's not an issue. But what we're saying is this. Just Chris Rock are very, very similar. She's very unique in the industry, and so they don't have respect for me. That's why they don't give me a deal. Do you not understand that?
I think the problem started with you coming out comparing yourself to Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle,
and why?
Well, here's the thing.
I think because there's no way that you can justify getting that amount of money that they got.
There's no way you can justify having that fucking lisp either, and fucking glossy ass nails either, bitch.
Now, should you have gotten more than 500,000? Yes, and I've said that from day one.
Well, here's what I'll say,
brother.
No, that's not what y'all were saying. What y'all were saying was y'all should have got the same amount that Chris Rock, Chappelle, and Amy Schumer got.
No, they never said that. And Envy already corrected that fuck ass early in the damn piece. He said no, they're not saying they should have gotten as much. They're saying she should have gotten more than she was offered. And here, 40 minutes in, he's still saying, you think you should have gotten what Chris Rock and Dave Chappelle got. She's never made that claim. Ever. I don't know why any fucking woman would do anything with a dude like that at fucking all. And that bitch deserves crabs, herpes, and fucking gonorrhea, bitch. I'm over it.
Well, here's the thing.
I think because there's no way that you can justify getting that amount of money that they got. Now, should you have gotten more than 500,000? Yes, and I've said that from day one.
Well, here's what I'll say,
brother. No,
that's not what y'all were saying. What y'all were saying was y'all should have got the same amount that Chris Rock, Chappelle, and Amy Schumer got.
Let me answer that. Let me answer that, Daddy. What I said was, if I'm considered a legend, like my brothers, then why wouldn't I get what legends get? That is exactly what I said.
Because their resume recently is better. You can just prove it on paper.
We're going to, listen, Leonard, we're going to let you hold on to that.
Monique has to go too.
But what I will say to you is, and to all the black women and women of color that is listening, when you hear this brother's voice come over the air, and I'm unapologetic about what I'm getting ready to say, he does not have a value on black women and women of color.
Thank you.
Why do you say that? But you said 10 years ago, I hugged you.
You don't, bitch. A hug don't mean a fucking thing. How can you say that I hugged you? See, that's what he thinks is the equivalent of you. Like, give me a fucking break. And that's why he's the same motherfucker that when females come in there, he be talking about, I always wanted to suck a fart out your butt. How could you say that to a woman? But worse yet, how could any woman allow that to be said to her and it not be the headline? So-and-so female artist attacks fucking Charlamagne in the fucking Breakfast Club and fucking slits his fucking jugular. You see? I can't, dude. There's so many layers to this shit. There's so many layers, and it all ends with you. It all comes back to our people. You know what I'm saying? And your inferior behavior about every fucking thing. The wrong reactions to everything. Wow.
I held the door for you.
I'm going to tell you why.
You think that's contradictory?
I'm going to tell you why.
I held you and I held the door for you. Really? Like, really? A racist drove past me the other day and he didn't shoot me, so does that make him not... Come on, give me a break.
Because what happens is, when you leave a place called Monk's Corner, South Carolina, and you come to a big city named New York, and then you change your name to Charlamagne
I was Charlamagne in Monk's Corner, Miss Monique.
Well, when you were there, you become Charlamagne the God. Now, I don't know if you took the same principles that your mama and your grandmama gave you in Monk's Corner when you brought it to Manhattan, New York. Because the brother I did meet on that elevator, I met a brother that was full of principle. And I meant a brother who would not call a sister a donkey of a day
Donkey of the day is a segment that happens every day.
he knew all the information and he could back up his statements. But as we sit here and we did this interview, you begin to ask questions that you should have asked before you make the statement. So what I have is
questions, but y'all really don't have any answers.
What
y'all
I
still
have
have not
is-
justified why you feel like you should have gotten that money. And
What I
y'all
have
backtrack and
See,
said you don't.
now he's trying to make himself right and still patronize and discount her even at the end. Even at the end. No reconciliatory, statements or anything. Y'all still haven't done it like that, so that he can go on now after they leave and say, we asked them the question, they had no answers. I promise you, I don't live in New York City. But if I did, I would find this motherfucker, because he's got a schedule just like every fucking body else. And 3 things anybody's got to do. They got to eat, they got to sleep, and they got to fucking, or they got to eat, goddamn it 2, they got to eat, and they got to goddamn it sleep. And they got to go home at night. Somewhere, even if it's a cardboard box. That's 3 things every human being must do, whether they want to or not.
Don't think she should have got that.
we're not back.
No, we're not
saying that
We're not
either. What we're
backtracking.
saying is,
And here's the thing,
And
Daddy,
neither one of y'all
there
are
will
on the
be
same
some
page.
brothers and sisters that get it the way that they get it, and we get it the way that we get it, and it's not an argument. I respect your decision. I respect your opinion
doubt.
because you're entitled to it. However, as we are entitled to ours. So what I am saying, and I know this show is going to air tomorrow, and I hope that you're courageous enough to air it in full.
Absolutely.
Because oftentimes
Yeah,
people will
absolutely.
chop it up.
Not at all.
But when I say that the devalue you place on black women, and you say, how can I say that? Because out of your mouth, you're saying there is no black female comedian that is worth that money.
No,
There's
I did not
one of
say
us
that.
out
I
Yes,
think
you
there
did,
hasn't
bitch.
been. I think
well,
Tiffany Haddish
when
is
you say
absolutely
there
on-
hasn't been,
absolutely
I'll
about
go
to do
down,
that.
if I go down the list of black female comedians and the work that those sisters have put in through the years.
He's
that
still missing the
opened up
point because
doors.
he's mentioned Tiffany more than once. And what his little punk, moist ass doesn't get is why her whole fight, this isn't just about her. That's one of the things that makes this so beautiful. Monique is not just fighting for her. And at the end of the day, I'm sure if you sat down and talked with her and said, well, look, they're not going to give you anything, but they've guaranteed that because of what you've done, everybody else after you is going to get exactly what the fuck you were fighting for. That would be peace for her. I promise you. I promise you on everything, that would be enough for her. But what he's understand, he keeps mentioning Tiffany fucking Haddish, who's only been on our radar for the last 10 minutes for one movie. You see? And he doesn't understand, if Monique doesn't do what she's doing now, then Tiffany don't have shit coming. Because they will be able to say, and we know the white devil will, well, Monique had an Oscar and an Oscar-winning movie, and she's done it all, and she's been in the game for 30 years, and you can even still watch the Parkers in syndication right now, and we would give her $500,000, so we're only obligated to give you $150, if fucking that. That's why you got to live your life for those who come after you, everybody. You got to do it, whether it's in your job or in your family or for your children. It don't matter. The next heifer to get hired here is not going to go through this shit because I'm willing to give up my job today. I'm going to fight till the end. You see? My children are going to have X, Y, and Z because I'm going to sacrifice now. I'm going to put things in place that only they will see. And I'm not. I'm assured that I will be 6 feet under when this comes to fruition. You're not willing to plant a garden. You're not willing to plant a garden. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not willing to plant a garden because you don't have the patience to see it come up. But more than that, you're not going to invest in anything that your slave ass, selfish bitch ass is not going to benefit from. There's got to be some gain for you or you're not interested. But when Massa puts up Black Panther and says, ooh, look, it's the big thing and this is your hero now. You rush your ass out to give more than you would have saved by not fucking continuing with Netflix. I don't even know what the price of a movie ticket is now. I can't remember. But it's more than $8. We are pathetic. We're pathetic. we're pathetic. And on top of that, we're cowards.
Was so that people like you could sit where you sit. Her name is Marsha Warfield. Her
Amen.
name is Dear Vidal. Her name is Moms Mabley, which she's no longer with us. The list goes on and on and on,
Well, what do you
which
women
we've
selling
never
out
gotten our
arenas,
just due.
Miss Monique? Like, it's the truth. Like,
All right, Monique,
like you keep moving
Monique,
the
I
that's
love
goalposts.
y'all. I love y'all, my babies.
Well, we appreciate
and,
you.
and,
He just dared to say, I don't know if you caught it. He just said, it's like you keep moving the goalposts. But when she said, when they keep moving our finish line, he looked at her like he didn't know what the fuck that meant. And I highlighted it. Now he dares to say, you just like keep moving the goalpost. I can't, dude. Wish, man.
Monique,
Like, you
that's-
keep moving the
Monique,
I
that's
love
goalposts.
y'all. I love y'all, my babies.
we appreciate
And,
you.
and I
that-
thank you for giving us
Wait, the cricket is trying to say something.
the platform.
Thank you for joining us.
Eddie, Leonard, I appreciate you.
I think she just decided, fuck it. And to shut the fuck up finally.
Brother,
Sydney, thank you.
And
Monique,
Monique, wrapping it up, what are you going to do moving forward as far as with this special?
we're
Okay, here she goes.
gonna keep on pushing. See, the special's gonna happen, baby.
Right, so
That's
what's-
gonna happen.
Okay.
And we're gonna let y'all see it. But what we're gonna do with this situation right now called the fight for inequality, we're gonna keep standing. And we're gonna hope that sisters like you would stand with us.
And we're gonna hope that sisters like you, your little trifling bitch ass, would stand with us.
Say, when it's inequality, we must speak up and we must speak loudly because your daughters are coming. And your
And I'd
grandbabies are
like
coming.
to end on this. What y'all may want to do is have a legend come on there that we all saw on
Yeah, I
the
thought
Dave
this was
Chappelle
good.
show by the name of Paul Mooney. And it's kind of the equivalent of when they were saying they had asked Isaiah Thomas who was the best point guard in the league. And he said it was Kyrie Irving. I have a tendency to believe what a Hall of Famer point guard would say about another point guard. Ask Paul Mooney what his feelings would be in reference to this whole Netflix thing as it pertains to Monique, because Richard Pryor himself used to refer to Monique as Mrs. Richard Pryor.
Now this is
Okay, well,
classic
thank
right
you for
here.
joining us.
This is classic. Watch how she ends this shit. This was my money. This was my life. It was everything. Because she left the curse of God on his ass.
We
Thank you,
appreciate you,
Miss Monique,
Sydney.
for
We
coming.
appreciate you, Miss Monique.
Appreciate you, Miss Monique. And then it's just fake. And you have a wife at home that you fucking cheated on.
And
Thank y'all.
all right, brother. And it's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Eddie, thank you so much, my sweet baby, for having us.
Now, I want to make sure everybody hears this. The fucking little sissy goes, why do you keep thanking them and not me? And this is what Monique says. The curse of God.
You know what, brother? You're going to hear yourself a lot from me lately. You're going to hear yourself around the world because we have to explain brothers like you. We do. And when we watched that movie, Birth of a Nation, and we saw that man walk his wife into that master's house, we watched him walk his wife in. Then we watched him go back and get him. You're that brother.
Amen.
I thank y'all for
Boom.
your time, my babies.
I thank you for your time, my babies. I love it. I love it, dude. I love it. But I want you to take away from this that, you know, everybody's like, ooh, the Monique on the Breakfast Club, Monique on the Breakfast Club. You need to analyze yourself. You need to analyze yourself and ask, are you the Breakfast Club? Because it's so pervasive, you see? It's so pervasive that it's all of us. Well, except me. I'm just adding myself. How are you different than Angela or the Pixie and Yellow and the Gnome? Because you can say whatever you want. I saw somebody say, some dude I was watching on YouTube, he was saying, I mean, you just can't never say what you gonna do when they put that money in front of you. No, the fuck you can. If you're a bitch before they put the money in front of you, you're a bitch when they put it in front of you. My principles don't change. You understand? The Jedi is the same in the sun as he is in the fucking rain, the sleet, and the goddamn snow. My principles don't change. What I would say no to now is the same shit I'm going to say no to when you put whatever the fuck you're going to put in my face. My answer is still the same because the truth does not change. When you are a blowing in the wind type bitch, then your shit will change. But when you are a rock of conviction, it does not. Wow. I could feel a lot better about this if it was just them 3 people in that room. But they represent the vast majority of our people in this fucking nation. And that disturbs me. This is the Breakfast Club, but it could be at McDonald's, it could be at Walmart, it could be at fucking anything you want to name in this country. You put black people in it, and this is what the fuck they do to their own. They're the first ones. Last thing I'll say. I told this story to you before. A few years ago, I was in Target. I had gone to buy a new camera and a phone. And I'm in there, and there was some sisters that was working there, and I went in there, I was talking to the sister in the electronics, and all of a sudden this lady walks up. And she was very disheveled, and her clothes were not for the weather. She was bundled up and all of it. And indeed it was cold out, but it wasn't like, oh my God, you need a coat. But I could also identify that she was African, continental African. And I said, wait a minute. And I said, excuse me, how can I help you? You know, and then her English was broken, but I began to understand she was from, I want to say the Congo. And she was here, she's homeless, and she had been turned away from the homeless shelter that was right near the Target. This immediately infuriated me. So I told the sister, can you call right now and see if we can get the number and call the shelter and see if they have room? She was on it already. And we found out that indeed they did have space. So now, phone, camera, out of my mind. It's the last thing on my fucking mind. This woman is standing in front of me who is homeless and has been turned away from a homeless shelter. There can be no other focus in my life other than that. I said, come with me. We went back around to the shelter. And it was 2 motherfucking black fake ass Christian bitches up in there. A dude and a chick. And the chick looked like, I promise you I'm not exaggerating when I say her hair looked like a mop my grandmama used and they just put it on her head. I swear by Allah, that's what it looked like. And I walked in with the lady and I said, excuse me, I want to know why this woman was turned away from this shelter. Well, we can't get into details, and the immediate attitude, they never saw me, I never saw them. But we're Africans, and so is she. Why the attitude right out the gate? Well, we can't give no information in this, that, and you see what I'm saying? But white folks would, to each other. But you will carry the water for massa with your slave Christian ass. Always have. I said, well, you don't have to give me the details. I can understand that will be some confidentiality to that. But I want to know why she was turned away. What could this woman have done? And she wasn't a large woman at all, you know. What could she have done that would cause you two to turn her away? And she's an African woman. Well, who are you? I go, well, that's not important. The fact of the matter is, this woman needs a place to stay. And you're a homeless shelter. Oh, and they kept up with the attitude and all of it. Well, if you feel that way about it, then maybe you should give her a place. I said, you know what? I will. If I have to, I will absolutely do that. And I said that to her that way because my only hesitation was that I'm a male. She doesn't know me. And I can't be I can't have any guarantee she's going to want to come home with me, you know. So I turned to the lady right in front of them. I pulled out my wallet and I turned my pants pockets inside out. I had a lot of cash on me. I took everything out of my wallet and handed it to her. I took everything out of my pocket and handed it to her. I said, that's yours. You can have that. And then I showed her my ID. Because, actually, she was from Somalia, I think. Maybe she was, I can't remember now. Why I go back on that is because when I showed her, I wanted to show her my ID because I wanted her to see my name. Because I know that Islam is the #1 religion on the continent of Africa. So, I felt like if she saw my name, that would say something, she would know something about my character just from that. You know, and I let her know I was a Muslim. So I said, look, you know, and then I said, well, is there any other place that's available? And they had 2 other places. One didn't answer, and the other one they happened to answer, and just like on a fluke. And it turned out there was another place that she could go to, but they only opened it depending on weather. So it could open or it could not, you know. And I was trying to tell her, you know, well, whatever you want to do, I'll do that. You know, if you want to go to that place, we can go there. But it's going to be at least another hour before we can find out about that. Or, you know, or if you want to go to a hotel, I can get you a hotel. You know, whatever. So she decides she wanted to go to the other place. I take her, we get in my car. And I'm starting to drive over there, but then I just have made an executive decision. Because I'm thinking, it's Saturday. She's not going to be able to really do anything tomorrow. So we're going to a hotel. So I went to a hotel. I said, I'm just going to take you to a hotel. And I paid for her room. And then the guy, you know, when I gave him my card, she started to hand me the money back that I gave her. I go, no, that's for you. That's for you. You keep that. You keep that. I'm paying for the room. It's no problem. And then thankfully I walked her up to her room because, you know, there was a little issue with the card that you stick in there. It was just a little, you know, it was a little glitch or something. So I was glad that I had walked her up. And she looked at me. She held my face. I said, I want you to just have a great night's sleep, enjoy some TV, have a hot shower, and just be at home. And she held my face in her hand. She said, you are a good man. You are a good man. You're good. I go, no, praise be to Allah. Thank you, thank you. And I was trying to hold back tears because I just felt so frustrated in that moment this was even happening to her, you know. And I cried all the way home, and I was thinking, well, I have to go back because it's Saturday and she won't be able to do anything tomorrow. And okay, I should just go back tomorrow and I'll pay for, you know, the rest of the weekend, and then that'll give me some time. So I got stuff I got to do, and so at least probably Monday I can start making some calls and see if I can get a voucher for her and get her some help from the state and blah 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 blah. And I had a whole plan, you know, because I felt like I needed to see this through. So I did go back the next day to pay for her room, and I guess she wasn't, and I made sure I got there before checkout time, but she had left before the checkout time, and it still weighs on me to this day, you know. And I had given her my business card, I had given her my phone number and all that stuff, and I just offer that everybody just to say that I'm always in that space. Why I beg and plead and bitch in my YouTube videos and speak only to my people is because you're the ones that I'm trying to get off your ass to change your fucking thinking. Change your character. Stop doing the shit you've been doing since fucking 1619. Damn it. You're the ones holding us back. It's your fault. I indict you. If we're ever going to have shit we never had before, y'all bitch asses are going to have to change. This is the Jedi.